During the dark and windy night, an evil spirit outside caught a whiff of a pleasant fragrance. The corners of the evil spirit's mouth dripped with droplets of saliva. It seemed like this scent was something extraordinary. Suddenly, the evil spirit's eyes opened wide, and it immediately rushed towards the source of the fragrance. This was a rare opportunity. I must find this extremely rare eternal life body and consume it, instantly achieving immortality. And the eternal life body that this evil spirit was seeking happened to be none other than Chinchanan, one of the many unlucky transmigrators like me. Looking at other transmigrators from afar, they were all sweeping through their journeys, starting at a high level. However, when I transmigrated to the realm of cultivation, my meridians were blocked, making it impossible for me to cultivate. I was despised by the major sections, but the most outrageous thing was the elder's words. Chinchanan, you are not worthless. You are the legendary eternal life body. Consuming you will lead to immediate ascension. How exciting, how thrilling. And as for this outcome, all I can say is that if I can't cultivate, so be it. But to add such a setting to me and make me endure these 3 years, subjected to countless attacks from monsters and demons, enduring physical and mental torment, and forcing the sect to launch multiple counterattacks, the old man had no choice but to break through the void and bring me here to hide. Thinking about this, I can't bear it any longer. Damn it, I've had enough. Why do other transmigrators thrive while I have to suffer like this? Only the heavens know if I'll still be alive in the next moment. How can the heavens torment me like this? If you have the guts, strike me down with lightning. As if to confirm my words, a divine thunderbolt suddenly descended from the sky, and I immediately withered away. I quickly bowed deeply at a 90-degree angle to apologize. I'm sorry, I was just joking. This can't go on like this. I should go back and save energy by sleeping. Perhaps tomorrow, the old man will be riding on an auspicious cloud and surprise me with a roast chicken. And at that moment, a soft and gentle female voice reached my ears. Suddenly, I felt a chill behind me. Who are you? You scared me. When did you come in? But in the next second, the girl suddenly leaned towards me. Then she muttered to herself, I've tried it. This is the aura of the eternal life body. As I looked at the girl in front of me, I couldn't help but feel frustrated. I was actually kissed by her. It's a disgrace. Naturally, I didn't have a pleasant expression for this scoundrel who forcefully kissed me. I immediately pushed her away, but apparently, my resistance gained this girl's approval. She actually wanted to force herself upon me. How could I tolerate that? Before losing my virginity in the end, I asked, Are you human or ghost? Upon hearing this, the girl's heart stirred, and she couldn't help revealing her true form. This directly frightened me. Quickly changed back, the innocent girl from just now, and then I suddenly remembered the old man's words. He clearly said that as long as I stayed here, everything would be fine. Now I'm done for. I'm about to be drained dry by the fairy in front of me, but this fairy clearly isn't following the usual script. She directly bit into my shoulder. What happened to the flower thief you promised? Could it be? Am I going to die again? My 21 years of virginity, including 3 years of reincarnation, are still unable to be resolved, right? In the end, I alone have to bear everything. Just then, a powerful force erupted from within me. Has my long-awaited cheat code finally come online? I obtained the invincible domain, which means within a 2-meter radius, I am unrivaled in heaven and earth. Outside of 2 meters, I'm a loser. I knew it. How can a transmigrator not have a cheat code? And the enchantress in front of me was also suppressed by my aura. Heh, you damned enchantress. It's my turn to go wild now. Let's see if you can withstand my invincible domain. But obviously, this enchantress didn't believe that I could transform from a piece of meat on the plate into an invincible existence. She continued to boast arrogantly. Do you have no idea in your mind? So excited. After all, your attacks can only tickle me at most. Behave and lie down obediently. Let me enjoy your contribution. At least you can make some contribution in the end. Looking at this enchantress who was eager to die, I straightened my back. Come on, let's see if I can handle you. The enchantress didn't have any defenses and entered my attack range. Let me show you what it means to be unrivaled in heaven and earth. I threw a punch, and the whole world was blasted with a huge hole. This is what they call breaking through the sky. Witnessing this unparalleled scene, even I am impressed by my own handsomeness. This is definitely not a dream. I fucking flew straight up from where I stood. I, young master, will no longer have to live a life of hiding and evading. And my cheat code continues to remind me that the host has eliminated 3 heavenly, ghostly, and celestial maidens, gaining 10 points of domain value. For every 100 domain points obtained, the invincible domain range can be increased by 1 meter. The current invincible range is 2 meters. However, how to obtain domain points has become a major challenge. But when I think about it, if my invincible domain covers the entire continent, What else do I have to worry about? I'll have everything I want, be it gold, silver, or treasures. Just when I was immersed in this fantasy, this unreliable cheat code poured cold water on me. The method to acquire domain points needs to be explored by the host. Since when did they expect the host to figure it out by themselves? Damn it, is this system so irresponsible? It seems like this host of mine doesn't please the system. I'm afraid I'll starve to death before figuring it out. I haven't eaten for several days already. However, what I didn't know was that above the firmament, my punch directly pierced the passage connecting the upper and lower realms. The heavenly path was also trying to repair the devastation caused by my attack, attempting to cover up the traces of my destruction. But this scene had already been noticed by the monsters and demons within 100 miles. What pierced through the sky? It's a miracle. Could it be that some divine treasure fell into the mortal realm? Even the cultivators further away witnessed this historic moment and speculated that the celestial phenomenon indicated the descent of a divine treasure, and chaos would soon ensue. However, things were just so coincidental that a truly formidable sword from the upper realm fell down. The scene shifted to the previous Xuanwu immortal domain, which was in a state of peace. Suddenly, the once intact immortal tower collapsed in an instant, and the culprit was, of course, the earth-shattering punch I had just thrown. There was not a single place left undamaged in the surroundings, and even the most magnificent immortal tower was directly demolished by that strike. A magnificent and impressive-looking sword flew out abruptly, finally regaining its freedom. As that divine sword departed, a wave of fury emanated from the collapsed immortal tower. It was the true master of the sword, enraged by the sudden loss of their precious treasure, calling out for their underlings. Under the tyrannical might of the divine sword, dozens of powerful auras swiftly approached. Though they all appeared arrogant, they respectfully bowed to the divine sword and said, "Greetings, divine sword." The divine sword wasted no time and directly stated the reason for summoning them. The divine sword's lifelong treasure, which had been refined and cultivated in the sword-casting tower for thousands of years, was attacked by an unknown fist shadow and fell into the mortal realm. I command you to retrieve it for me at all costs. Anyone who dares to pry, die. Above the 9 heavens, the voices of the 12 mighty immortals resounded through the sky, obeying the order. As the protagonist, I finally woke up. I can't believe I fainted from hunger. How embarrassing. Luckily, no one saw it. Looking at the scattered soil in front of me, I couldn't help but hesitate for a moment. Should I eat some dirt to fill my stomach? But I immediately dismissed this absurd idea. I never reached the point of eating dirt in the 21st century. It seems like I'm regressing as time goes on. However, another question puzzled me. There's a formation in this temple set up by an old man to prevent monsters and demons from entering. It shouldn't be possible for them to break in. Yet tonight, a Foundation establishment realm female ghost managed to intrude, which doesn't make sense. Could it be that the old man is no longer capable? But then I realized, even if something happened to the old man, there's nothing I can do. After all, I'm just a weakling, unless my invincible domain can move with me. If the domain can follow my movements, then I would truly be invincible. Ha! Let's give it a try. I attempted it, but unsurprisingly, I failed in the next moment. As I felt the instant outside the invincible domain, I quickly withdrew my hand. Damn it, coming into direct contact with the outside world without the protection of the domain felt eerie and horrifying. There must be something unclean out there. I better stay inside the domain value obediently. Come to think of it, there's no way the system would let me exploit a bug. The most important things now are to fill my stomach and gain domain points. But if I leave the invincible domain, I'll be like a lamb to the slaughter. Completely foolish behavior. While I was pondering, a scolding voice caught my attention, and the scenario of a girl descending from the heavens, just like in a harem novel, unfolded before my eyes. I couldn't help but stare at the fluffy-haired girl descending from the sky. This can't be a dream, right? At that moment, a scar-faced man, who didn't look like a good person, walked in. "Be obedient, don't think of escaping, or I'll slap you to death." Although the burly man had a menacing demeanor, the fluffy-haired girl clearly wasn't intimidated. "If you have the guts, kill me right now. Let's see how my father deals with you." Watching everything unfold before me, I couldn't help but move backward. This has nothing to do with me. Can I hide if I can't afford to provoke them? I'll leave space for them to fight, but I quickly realized that these people should have food on them. There must be some. Finally, I won't have to starve. However, the fluffy-haired girl's focus was on me. How can there be a mortal here? But I'm not the same person I used to be. I now have a cheat code. I acted immediately. This is my territory, and without my permission, who allowed you to enter? And now that you're here, you dare to talk back? It's obvious that you don't regard me highly and have disturbed me while I'm enjoying my leisure time. So, be sensible and hand over all your food, or you'll regret it. But this fluffy-haired girl was even more shocked. This mortal is too arrogant. Do you dare to provoke Li Xiao? You're seeking death. On the other hand, the scar-faced man clearly didn't buy into this. He lifted the little fluffy-haired girl with one hand and menacingly said to me, "You stinky beggar, it seems like you want to die." He then used an extremely sinister technique and warned me to be careful in my next life, telling me to control my foul mouth. Watching the menacing weapon approaching in front of me, I couldn't help but feel afraid. After all, it was my first time facing a long-range attack. Who knows what could happen? As the thick smoke dissipated, I was amazed to find that I was completely unharmed. I immediately spoke to the scar-faced man in front of me. "You bastard, I didn't even intend to kill you, but you dared to try and kill me. You're finished." Once again, the fluffy-haired girl's worldview was shattered. It seemed she couldn't fathom how a mere mortal could emerge unscathed from such an attack. But it was the scar-faced man who was clearly the most frightened one. Unable to understand what had just happened, his scarred face covered in cold sweat. I sneered, "You bastard, you think you can kill me? You're 10,000 years too early. I'll stand right here. If you have the guts, come and fight me." This enraged the scar-faced man, and anger consumed his entire mind. He then sent out a blood-glowing Lingbao knife. "I don't care who you are, but if you want to die, I'll grant your wish." Without hesitation, this bastard came straight at me, falling into my invincible domain. "Your life and death are in my control." Seeing my unguarded appearance, the little fluffy-haired girl couldn't help but worry. She was about to intervene but realized it was too late. The scar-faced man, seeing that I seemed defenseless, couldn't help but grin in delight. "A mere mortal like you will surely die today." However, in the next moment, I caught his confident strike with just one hand and mocked him. "Really? Is that all? You didn't put any effort into it. Did you forget to have your milk this morning?" The little fluffy-haired girl was even more shocked to see that I had effortlessly caught it with 2 fingers. The scar-faced man instantly turned pale. "You!" Then it was time for me to show off. "I advise you to think about your actions carefully in your next life." I casually threw away the blade and easily killed the burly man in front of me. The system prompt appeared again, stating that the host has killed a triple heaven cultivator in the Golden Core realm and gained 500 domain points. Upon realizing this, it felt like I had discovered a new continent. It seems that killing cultivators can also earn domain points, and a Golden Core realm cultivator is worth 500 points. What about higher level cultivators? I can't even dare to imagine. The system panel appeared once again, showing the current total of 510 domain points. Should I use them? Without hesitation, I immediately chose to use them, expanding the invincible domain by 5 meters. I hope the host will continue to excel and gain even more domain points. Seeing this scene, I couldn't help but jump up in excitement. I am getting closer to ruling the world. My display of immense power left little Fluffy in a state of shock, unable to calm down for a long time. Could it be that this mortal is actually one of those legendary experts from beyond the mundane world? I didn't pay any attention to little Fluffy at the moment and was instead captivated by the storage ring in my hand. But I can't access the cultivation resources without the appropriate cultivation level. It was only then that I remembered little Fluffy beside me. This frightened little Fluffy, who started to report everything in a jumble. I couldn't help but be speechless. I hadn't even asked yet, but little Fluffy kept babbling non-stop. I interrupted directly, stating that the scar-faced man was dead. "Can you open this storage ring?" Little Fluffy caught the storage ring and straightforwardly replied, "Of course I can." Suppressing my excited heart, I asked, "Can you take out some food from the ring?" Then I raised the roast chicken that I had been longing for and wildly danced with it. In my heart, I kept thinking that once I unified the cultivation world in the future, I would also have the ability to protect the old man. But in the next moment, little Fluffy directly knelt down on the ground and said with a face full of admiration, "Senior, I am performing a 3 mouths eating 1 chicken routine." I didn't know what little Fluffy was up to. Then, little Fluffy hesitantly spoke, "Senior, you saved my life, which means we have a destiny together. Can you accept me as your disciple?" As if afraid that I wouldn't agree, little Fluffy added, "Senior, I am very capable." But obviously, I had no interest in the girl suddenly wanting to become my disciple. I even wanted 2 more roast chickens. However, this little Fluff was determined not to give up. The senior is like a great opportunity, and today I must seize it. But I simply pushed her away. Women only slow down my chicken eating speed. Besides, even if I wanted to take her as my disciple, what could I teach her? I can't possibly teach her how to play mahjong or poker. It's better not to mislead her. But the problem now is that I can't leave my invincible domain, and going outside would be suicidal. It seems pretty good to have someone as a tool to find food and drinks for me. I put on a mysterious and inscrutable look. For someone who wants to become my disciple, they must transform transcend 6 cycles of reincarnation. What makes you think I should take you as my disciple? This stunned little fluff in front of me, leaving her standing there dumbfounded. Then I spoke again. However, since we have a connection, I will give you a chance. I'll reluctantly accept you as an honorary disciple. Once you pass the test, I will formally take you as my disciple. Upon hearing this, little Fluff realized that an opportunity had come and immediately prostrated herself, knocking her head crazily. Disciple Ling Bao pays respects to the master. In her heart, she was constantly delighted. Fantastic! With a master's guidance, my strength will surely skyrocket. At this moment, the system panel appeared. Host is bound in a master-disciple relationship with Ling Bao. Reward: 100 domain points. I didn't expect that taking on a disciple would also earn me domain points. Wonderful! I've unlocked another method of gaining domain points. Haha! Ling Bao was also dumbfounded, not understanding what had come over me. Then she quickly flew away from me, saying, "Master, when was the last time you took a bath? You stink." Hearing Ling Bao's complaint, I couldn't help but blush. Being chased and hunted every day, how would I have time to take a bath? But soon, I regained my composure. Disciple, take that large vat outside the temple and let the rain fill it up. It's time for the master to take a bath. Ling Bao, who received the command, happily ran off to prepare. After Ling Bao left, I couldn't help but become curious and took a sniff. Is it really that bad? As I took a deep breath, that smell instantly almost poisoned me to death. It was indeed a bit overpowering. Outside the house, Ling Bao placed a large vat, waiting for it to fill with rainwater. At that moment, Ling Bao suddenly felt a terrifying aura emanating from the forest. A pair of emerald eyes widened in fear, startling Ling Bao. Then, she shouted loudly towards the house, "Something's wrong. There's a golden core realm tiger demon hiding outside." If it were before, I might have been trembling with fear, but now, this is definitely an experience package delivered right to me. Domain points, here I come. With Ling Bao's dumbfounded gaze, I swayed my sexy stride and leaped out. Let's go. Let's hunt together, my disciple. But the tiger, at this moment, was trembling abnormally. I was lured here by the fragrance, but when I saw that man kill a ghost with fists the size of a sand pot and another person who was incredibly terrifying, I wanted to leave. However, that fragrance was just too enticing, and it kept drilling into my mouth. Seeing nothing outside the house, I couldn't help but extend my hand. Fishing requires bait. How can one lure a tiger without bait? I've never seen anyone resist the temptation of the eternal life body. Observing my actions without understanding, Ling Bao couldn't help but ask, "Master, what kind of martial arts technique are you displaying?" However, I was currently testing whether my invincible domain could isolate the aura of my eternal life body. Subsequently, unable to resist the continuous allure of my eternal life body, the tiger demon couldn't endure any longer. Who could resist this? Without hesitation, it leaped out of the bushes and charged toward me. But I remained calm and composed. I am a man with an invincible domain, and a mere tiger demon is insignificant. However, the influence of my invincible domain on my scent still needed further investigation. Meanwhile, Ling Bao was already in a panic, and it would be false to say she wasn't scared. After all, I was completely motionless. Clearly, the tiger demon's mind had been clouded by the fragrance I emitted. Just as there were stories of men becoming furious for their lovers, now we had a tiger demon becoming furious for eternal life. But as the adorable big cat entered my invincible domain, it couldn't help but shudder. What's going on? Why can't I move? I looked at the large cat in front of me and couldn't help but laugh. What bad intentions can a kitty have? It just wants to eat people. Unfortunately, you wanted to eat me. It's time for you to make your final contribution, little kitty. Ling Bao was also dumbfounded. Master, you just stood still and defeated the Golden Core Realm Tiger Demon. Then I ordered her to kill the Tiger Demon. Ling Bao was even happier, saying, "Yes, Master." Drawing her large cleaver, Ling Bao thought to herself, indeed, becoming a disciple was the right choice. I must hold tightly onto my master's thigh and enjoy the benefits of following him. In the next moment, Ling Bao gathered her strength and struck the tiger demon, but her sword shattered instantly. Ling Bao was startled and then cried out, "Master, what should we do?" I didn't want to show off, but circumstances forced me to. Is it really this difficult to be an invincible man? Immediately, I picked up Ling Bao's broken sword and faced her. Watch closely, I'll only do it once. With no technique whatsoever, I simply raised my hand and delivered a strike. However, this was a strike from me, possessing the invincible domain. Even if it was just a casual strike, it beheaded the entire dimensional host, slaying the Golden Core Realm 8-fold Celestial Tiger Demon, and earning 800 domain points. I sneered contemptuously. Ling Bao was dumbfounded, Although she had anticipated it, the reality still shocked her. I actually killed it with just one sword strike, and the system reminded me once again that the invincible domain could actually be upgraded. Feeling great, I took on the role of a carefree boss. Disciple, I'll leave the rest to you. Remember to cut the meat as if you were cutting pork. Ling Bao received the sword in a daze. Meanwhile, I started studying my invincible domain. The invincible domain system 1.0 is unbeatable in terms of strength, consuming 800 domain points to upgrade to 2.0, unlocking the ability to manipulate all living beings. Suddenly, an important thought came to my mind, so I ordered Ling Bao. The tiger whip is a valuable item. Make sure to keep it safe. Don't lose it. Ling Bao's face turned red, and she replied, "Understood, Master." A thought crossed my mind, and I asked the system about the skill of manipulating all living beings. But this system was truly a dog among dogs, refusing to reveal anything. I had no choice but to give up and upgrade to see what would happen. The system also provided a user-friendly prompt. "The system is upgrading. Please wait." With a ding, the system successfully upgraded and activated the new ability to manipulate all living beings. After reading the introduction to the new ability, I couldn't help but exclaim, "Damn, this is incredible." Manipulating all living beings means being able to awaken their intelligence and control everything within the invincible domain. Seeing such an amazing description, I quickly called out to my lackey disciple, "Quick, bring me 2 blades of grass." Ling Bao seemed to struggle to adapt to my sudden change in demeanor, hesitated for a moment, and then ran off to comply. I wanted to see if the ability to manipulate all living beings was as powerful as described. Ling Bao returned with the blades of grass, saying, "Master, wild grass." Taking the wild grass, I began to pretend, injecting energy into the blades of grass continuously. My dumbfounded disciple stood in place, drooling uncontrollably, as if possessed. Slowly, she approached me clumsily. Seeing the scene, I couldn't help but feel a chill. Could this girl have developed a desire to eat me? In the next moment, Ling Bao even pounced on me directly, saying, "Master, how did this clump of weeds suddenly turn into a spiritual herb?" Realizing her attention was on the grass in my hand, I let out a sigh of relief and pushed her away while sending her off. Then I continued to look at the grass in front of me. It had not yet reached my desired goal. I wondered if I could achieve that next step. Ling Bao was also captivated by the scene, occasionally making strange sounds. In response, I directly reprimanded her, "Don't make a fuss. If you keep bothering, I'll throw you out to feed the dogs." After nourishing it for some time, the so-called weed gradually transformed, and with a bang, it turned into a little spirit. Seeing the little spirit in front of me, I couldn't help but rejoice. Success. Ling Bao's worldview shattered instantly. She transformed. "Master." The newly born little spirit trembled in fear. I turned around and scolded Ling Bao. "Why are you shouting so loudly? You scared her, you know?" But my goal is far from over. Once again, I condensed another blade of grass into a pill. "This is the gift I give you as your master, and this pill contains the essence of life." Seeing the Ling Bao still in a daze, I couldn't help but urge, "What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and take it. I'll protect you." Upon hearing my urging, Ling Bao snapped out of the immense surprise and said, "Thank you, Master. Your disciple will not disappoint your expectations." I didn't pay much attention to it and turned to the other little spirit at the side. "From now on, I'll call you Little Ban." It seemed to respond to me by making chirping sounds. Ling Bao was still immersed in joy. Master is truly amazing. With just an ordinary weed, Master can casually squeeze it into a spiritual pill. Then, she swallowed the pill in one gulp, and a tremendous life force swiftly gathered around her body. Ling Bao was even more astonished. Did I break through just like that? It's incredible. At the same time, I received a notification of Ling Bao's breakthrough. She went from the Foundation Realm 6th stage to the Foundation Realm 7th stage, gaining 50 domain points. I looked at Ling Bao in front of me, completely dumbfounded. Is it really that easy? I simply squeezed a pill, and she broke through? The system explained again. Because the host and Ling Bao have a master-disciple relationship, whenever Ling Bao breaks through, the host will gain domain points. The higher the cultivation level, the more domain points. So, if I take on more disciples in the future and help them continuously improve their cultivation, won't I have no trouble expanding the invincible domain? The first ability of manipulating all living beings is so useful. I wonder if the second one will be just as good. While I was contemplating, a sense of unease suddenly arose in my heart. With a loud bang, a sword descended from the sky and pierced right in front of me, through the roof. It frightened me. Even Ling Bao couldn't help but look at the rusty sword in front of us and say, "Master, could this be the general's immortal treasure?" As for me, I had no idea. "Immortal treasure? Can you eat an immortal treasure?" Ling Bao then explained, "Master, don't you know? That powerful being punched the sky, creating such a huge hole. My dad said a celestial sword fell down, and they're still searching for it." Meanwhile, I pretended to know nothing and said, "That's a pity. I didn't get to see it with my own eyes." Then, I reached out and grabbed the rusty sword. This sword looks so weak. What effect would it have if I repaired it with the power of all living beings? As I infused it with my strength, the rusty sword gradually shed its rust and revealed its true appearance. Ling Bao was fascinated, saying, "This sword is so beautiful." After some modifications from me, the sword seemed to have become much stronger, but if I wanted to break it, I could do so with a little force. It was indeed useless to me. Sensing my power, the sword trembled. "So, this is what they call an immortal sword." I casually tossed it to Ling Bao, saying, "You like it? It's yours." Ling Bao was excited and couldn't stop exclaiming. After she caught the sword, the whole atmosphere changed. It was as if facing a fierce flood beast. Feeling this terrifying momentum, Ling Bao speculated, "Master, how powerful are you? You don't even care about such horrifying power." Then, tears and snot, she looked at me. "Master, you're so good to me." But as the person involved, I didn't feel much. After all, it was just a useless old sword. But my act of showing off had only just begun. I activated the power of all living beings and said, "Watch closely, I'll show you something else." Suddenly, the dilapidated small temple transformed into a luxurious courtyard. Watching my magic-like transformation, Ling Bao stood there numbly. Even the hole in the ceiling was fixed. Looking at the renovated courtyard, I couldn't help but say, "Indeed, this befits the dwelling of an extraordinary hermit like me." "All right, stop daydreaming. We've been busy all night. Let's rest for now." However, this little creature fell asleep so quickly. Is it because she's weak from just transforming? Just then, the newly repaired roof was smashed with a large hole. A giant figure appeared in front of me, saying, "Ling Bao, I didn't expect there were still people from the Nine-Sword sect alive." Subsequently, several more holes appeared on the house, and the muscular man, still oblivious to the atmosphere, shouted, "Li Xiao, come out and face me." Ling Bao directly hid behind me, trembling in fear. "It's over, we're done for." The big man continued to recklessly roam around, incessantly shouting. As a result, more people arrived at the courtyard, saying, Who would have thought this remote mountain had such abundant spiritual energy?" But the newcomers in front of me seemed to disregard my presence. Upon seeing little Ban on my shoulder and even a transformed spirit grass, "I want this land." But the big man who arrived first didn't back down, saying, "Get the fuck out of here. I discovered this place first. You better get lost." Then, it seemed like both sides reached a consensus. "Let's have a fight then." After these two old guys finished their performance, my voice slowly echoed, "Hey, who does this piece of land belong to? Shouldn't we ask the owner of the land first? Especially that guy who kept demolishing my ceiling." Well, I'm not happy right now. This big man sees me as nothing more than an ordinary person and dares to boast arrogantly. "Owner of the land? You?" Then he burst into laughter. "A mere youngster like you, the owner of this land will belong to me, Li Badian, from now on. I can demolish it however I want. What can you do about it?" But the withered old man on the other side didn't agree and said, "Remember who you were. This land can only belong to my skeleton sect. Who can tolerate these extremely arrogant individuals in front of them? Then let's turn it all into my domain." But the problem now is that they are not within the range of my invincible domain. However, my most powerful pawn isn't just for show. She directly spoke and used her mouth to confuse them. Meanwhile, I acted like a master, nodding repeatedly. The big man was successfully provoked by Ling Bao's words. "It was you who killed Li Xiao of the Golden Core Realm. Although I'm invincible, it's only within my domain. It doesn't mean I'm not afraid." The big man's aggression immediately shifted towards me, and the withered old man beside him acted like an onlooker, waiting to watch the show. The big man charged directly at me, saying, "As a lowly mortal like you, Li Badian, I have killed countless. Tens of thousands of tormented souls were refined within this treasure by me." The withered old man on the side seemed to have had enough, saying, "Li Badian, stop pretending here. As for you two, hand over the immortal treasure, and I'll let you keep your whole bodies." To this, I felt even more disdainful and said, "Hand over the immortal treasure? Screw you." At this moment, they also entered my invincible domain. Just as I was about to show off, Ling Bao, on the side, suddenly became furious and shouted, "Shut up. How dare you speak to my master like that? Do you want to die? Then she turned to me, speaking with a hint of grievance. It was him who ordered Li Xiao to chase and kill me. If I wasn't only at the Foundation realm and unable to defeat his Golden Core realm, I would have definitely twisted his head off and used it as a chamber pot for my master. Seemingly provoked by Ling Bao's increasingly audacious words, especially the mention of using his head as a chamber pot, the big man couldn't hold back anymore. He directly deployed his magic weapon and attacked. Regarding Ling Bao's filial devotion towards me, how could I possibly disregard it? I saw myself raising a single hand within my domain, controlling everything. The big man's proud blood seal instantly became immobile, but it wasn't over yet. I pointed at the big man and said, "In your cultivation, hand it over." The big man froze in place, looking incredulously at the scene before him. What's going on? My cultivation. Afterward, those bastards who had been causing trouble in my house all fell to their knees, their cultivation regressing to the Foundation Establishment realm. I casually said, I remember the Foundation Establishment realm is the lowest cultivation, followed by the Foundation realm, Golden Core realm, Nascent Soul realm, and there's something called Consummation realm above that. You couldn't defeat the Golden Core realm, so I weakened them to the Foundation Establishment realm for you. You should at least be able to give them a good beating now. This vivid scene frightened the withered old man to no end, and he instantly withered even further. But I didn't pay any attention to him and instead patted Ling Bao's head, saying, "Go and take revenge. It's more satisfying to do it yourself." As for the big man whose cultivation I suppressed, even though he was on the verge of death, he kept cursing incessantly. Of course, why would I bother with a dead person? I maintained an indifferent stance and said, yes, keep blabbering. What can you do to me? Go on, Ling Bao, take him down. Finish him off for me. Ling Bao was also full of confidence and said, yes, master. After I chop him up, I'll cut off his whip and keep it for you. This really gave me a headache. I don't eat human whips. Ling Bao went straight to attack him, saying, "You despicable scum, I will avenge my deceased brothers." But the big beard showed no fear whatsoever and chuckled, "Heh, you can't kill me, even your father couldn't. And you, though I may be suppressed to the Foundation Establishment realm, it's easy for me to kill you." But our Ling Bao is not easily intimidated. She charged right in. The big beard couldn't bear to show weakness and directly summoned his armor to counterattack. But Ling Bao had a celestial weapon bestowed upon her by me. How could she not be able to cut through a piece of broken armor? A towering slash descended with a howl, reducing the once arrogant big beard to nothing. The withered old man in the sky concluded that the celestial treasure must be the weapon in Ling Bao's hand. Ultimately, greed triumphed over reason. However, just as he was about to make a move, the old man instantly froze in place, afraid to make a single move. I almost forgot about this old man. He hadn't survived all these years for nothing. Seeing that there was still such an unfathomable monster like me around, he immediately chose to flee. Ling Bao, with a twisted expression, looked at them and said, "You were just bad-mouthing my master. Don't run away. I'll be very gentle. He. Ling Bao unleashed several beams of light, turning the remaining escaped individuals into targets, piercing through them. At this moment, the system notification appeared. The host's disciple has killed 3 cultivators in the Golden Core realm, earning 1,500 points of domain value. So it turns out that I can gain domain value when Ling Bao kills people. This is quite a good deal. Nice. Use domain value. My domain value has also expanded to 22 meters. Ling Bao, who was now excited, came running back and said, "Master, what should we do with those people? Should I chop them all up? After all, they're not good people. They belong to an evil sect." The withered old man immediately retorted, "You're slandering us." Then he knelt before me with a thud and said, "Senior, our sect has been a righteous and reputable one for decades. How could it be an evil and crooked path? It must be a misunderstanding on your part." He immediately shouted, "What are you lackeys standing around for? Hurry up and apologize to the senior by kowtowing." Then he switched to a flattering expression and said, "I hope the esteemed senior will forgive us small-minded people and spare our lives." Immediately, under the leadership of the withered old man, those lackeys one by one banged their heads on my floor tiles, making a loud sound. Looking at this seemingly sincere group of people in front of me, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt. However, I'm not the kind of person who can be appeased by a few words from this guy. Those moves you just played were full of vengeful spirits. Do you think I'm blind or something? This old man is extremely cunning and immediately led his lackeys to charge at me. Kill him for me. Facing this group of lackeys, I displayed a sense of ease and mastery. With a swing of my hand, I turned the lackeys in front of me into experience points. But even after killing so many, it was only 450 points, not even as much as a cultivator in the Golden Core realm. Then, taking advantage of the delay caused by the lackeys, the old man directly escaped. Ling Bao anxiously said, "Oh no, the master of the skeleton sect has escaped. If he manages to get away, he will surely reveal the news of the celestial treasure, and more people will come. Meanwhile, I wore a calculating expression. Yes, what should we do? What should we do if they don't come in sufficient numbers? The scene shifts to the Skull Palace, and that small fry, whom I intentionally let go, is now thinking viciously, I can't defeat that brat. I must make Grand Elder pay for me. Just then, a subordinate from outside the house rushes in, shouting, something bad happened. Something bad happened. The ancient ancestor who ascended to immortality 5,000 years ago has appeared. He's about to meet Grand Elder. Only you're missing. Upon hearing this, the old man says, oh my, the ancient ancestor has appeared. Now, I have my backer. Immediately, the old man hurriedly rushes to the ancestral shrine, and quickly bows 3 times and kowtows 9 times before the imposing ancient ancestor in front of him. And the ancient ancestor also displays great dignity. This immortal is about to descend upon the mortal realm, by the order of the esteemed ancestor. Upon hearing these words, this scoundrel can't help but smirk. The strongest in the ghost region is only at the nascent soul realm, but who knows what level the ancient ancestor has reached long ago. The ghost skull sect's dominance over the world is just around the corner, but how could such a cunning plan escape the notice of the ancient ancestor in front of him? Immediately, a terrifying pressure emanates, and upon sensing this immense power, this group of small fries is instantly frightened. What happened? What happened? The ancient ancestor is angry. Then, the ancient ancestor calmly says, put away your scheming thoughts, and focus on serving me. Otherwise, I'll easily destroy you all. Now, these few small fries instantly settle down, not daring to have any more rebellious thoughts. And the first command issued by the ancient ancestor is to search for the celestial sword that fell from the upper realm. Upon hearing this, the old man sees an opportunity, and shouts loudly to the ancient ancestor, ancient ancestor, I know where the sacred celestial sword is. The ancient ancestor, upon hearing the news of the sacred celestial sword, couldn't help but be moved. Quickly, tell me, where's the divine sword? Upon hearing this, the old man couldn't help but be taken aback. On the spur of the moment, he came up with a resounding name for my small temple, Immortal Temple. And here, I have long used my golden finger to completely erase all traces of fighting. And my servant, Ling Bao, has integrated even more into his role as a servant, taking care of my daily life. As for me, I only need to enjoy this moment of tranquility. Although this life is good, the range of my domain is currently only 22 meters, and the source of food still depends on Ling Bao going out to gather. And when I just obtained domain value, I was only invincible within the domain, unable to control perception, just an ordinary person. But after leveling up, with the skills of all living beings, I finally gained a sense of control over everything within my domain, and my perception became more acute. However, even if I am invincible, I am ultimately confined to the domain. Outside the domain, I am just an ordinary person, unable to even protect Ling Bao. Is there any way to level up Ling Bao or something similar, so that I have assurance when I go out? Watching Ling Bao's fantastic interaction with Little Ban, I suddenly had an idea. Since I can transform small plants into spirit herbs, even giving them spiritual wisdom, could I also give Ling Bao a buff? With this thought, I grabbed Ling Bao and said, come with me quickly, I have a treasure I want to try on you. Seeing the excitement in my eyes, Ling Bao couldn't help but feel a little scared. Master, what do you want to do? Facing Ling Bao, who was still in confusion, I increased my output. Ling Bao, I have a way to enhance your cultivation. It might be a little painful at first, but as long as you endure it, you will experience an otherworldly pleasure, like ascending to the heavens. How about giving it a try with me? Upon hearing my messy explanation, Ling Bao couldn't help but blush. Enhance cultivation, a bit painful, otherworldly pleasure. In Ling Bao's mind, these words kept combining, leading to a conclusion. Could it be that Master wants to cultivate together with me? Then, with a shy expression, Ling Bao said, Master, maybe we're progressing too fast. I'm still a novice, you know. Isn't it too inappropriate? Unaware that Ling Bao's thoughts had already gone in a different direction, I directly increased the power of my words. Of course it has to be the first time. Once more won't have the same effect. Ling Bao couldn't hold back any longer upon hearing this, and with a punch full of embarrassment and anger, she struck at me. Seeing Ling Bao's fearful appearance, I earnestly comforted him. Don't worry, it's only effective the first time. However, Ling Bao still hesitated, as if there was one last line of defense holding her back. Then, various thoughts swirled in Ling Bao's mind, and in the end, he made a decision that went against her ancestors. Perhaps to encourage himself, he shouted loudly, all right, I'm ready, Master, come on. And I still didn't realize that our conversation was not on the same wavelength. I praised her. Good, truly my excellent disciple. Later, you need to focus your mind, otherwise there might be risks to your life. Remember, okay? Ling Bao also prepared himself, "Come on, let's begin." But soon she realized that something was off. With a dumbfounded expression, she asked me, "Master, can people really die during dual cultivation?" However, I had no mood to pay attention to Ling Bao at that moment, and directly placed my hand on top of her head, activating my Golden Finger 2.0. Golden Finger, grant me power, infuse vitality. I spoke up and asked, "How does it feel?" Ling Bao, at that moment, also sensed the changes within her body, a tingling sensation. But suddenly, Ling Bao asked, "Master, so you really were just helping me cultivate?" I couldn't help but be stunned by his question. What else would I be doing? Hearing that, Ling Bao seemed visibly disappointed. However, I had no time to ponder over Ling Bao's words in such a situation, so I instructed Ling Bao to focus and told her that I would be using a powerful technique on her. Pay careful attention and feel the energy as I enter your body. In the midst of a flash of lightning, Ling Bao continuously muttered a few lines that couldn't be recorded. At this point, Ling Bao finally reached the threshold of her current capabilities, but on Ling Bao's side, her status panel showed no change whatsoever. Why hasn't there been an upgrade yet? Let me try harder. Then, I increased the intensity of my actions, continuously escalating the output, a more majestic energy flowing through my fingertips and into Ling Bao's body. Hold on, hold on. However, the result was Ling Bao crying out. Finally unable to hold on any longer, she collapsed with a loud crash, continuously murmuring through his pain, "Master, it hurts. It hurts so much." As I watched Ling Bao in agony, I couldn't help but doubt myself. Could I be harming Ling Bao with what I'm doing? With the continuous increase in my output, Ling Bao was in so much pain that she began questioning her life choices. Oh no, my body is about to burst from the energy. But I didn't stop because of that. Instead, I encouraged Ling Bao to hold on. You'll undergo a transformation if you endure, but if you can't endure, you'll die. Memories from the past started appearing in Ling Bao's mind, the image of her striving and practicing relentlessly. Seeing those memories resurface, Ling Bao couldn't help but find motivation. I can't die. I still have to travel the world with my master. How can I die here? Relying solely on this belief, Ling Bao's aura continued to strengthen, causing thunderous strikes from the heavens, all of which were completely blocked by my invincible domain. But it seemed that even the heavens couldn't bear it anymore, and they scolded. "Do you think I'm dead? Under my watch, you dare to defy fate and change destiny?" However, I had no mood to pay attention to it. I simply embraced Ling Bao and asked, "How are you feeling? Are you feeling better?" Ling Bao, with a flushed face, replied, "Master." Ling Bao managed to endure. As I looked at Ling Bao in front of me, curiosity arose in my heart. In this world, there are a total of 9 ranks, and supposedly, there is also the legendary 10th rank. I wonder what rank Ling Bao has reached now. However, that so-called heavenly Tao directly exploded, completely ignoring me, and still dared to be affectionate with each other. "I'll strike you two down, you despicable couple." Although I, who possess the invincible domain, am fine, the animals in the surrounding forest suffer greatly. Moreover, a demon king has appeared among them. With such a commotion, could it be caused by the celestial treasure from last night? The nearby demon king spoke with lingering fear. The thunder tribulation was so terrifying. If it had struck me, I would surely be doomed. The Snake King agreed, saying, "Not only us, I'm afraid this entire mountain would vanish forever." As a thrifty and frugal man like me, naturally, I wouldn't waste the thunder tribulation that had just occurred. I utilized it all, transforming it into nourishment, allowing Ling Bao to absorb it completely. The 3 demon kings, seeing this scene, were stunned. It seemed like the thunder tribulation didn't harm them, and we were all still alive. "Look, there seems to be someone in the center of the thunder tribulation, and she's actually a young girl," the heavenly Tao exclaimed indignantly. "Damn it, you cheat! Shameless people, remember this. I'll definitely strike you down next time." After the thunder tribulation dissipated, the 3 powerful beings reached a unanimous decision and charged towards us. I didn't pay much attention to the appearance of the 3 demon kings in the sky. At most, they were 3 experience points. The snake demon also commented, "She is not a spiritual being. She's a living person. I didn't expect her to have such a realm at only 18 years old." The fox demon girl widened her eyes in astonishment. "This girl's talent is extraordinary. She must be an unrivaled genius among the human race. If nurtured properly, she will surely become an outstanding figure. I don't want the celestial treasure anymore, but I must obtain this girl." And Ling Bao's realm continuously broke through from the foundation realm, crazily advancing upward, accompanied by a series of system prompts. My domain value also increased rapidly. At this moment, I was in a great mood, completely unaware that the nearby monsters were staring at Ling Bao, planning to snatch her away. The fox demon, disregarding martial ethics, directly rushed forward. "But this is my future disciple. 2 of you, step aside." However, the stubborn old bull wouldn't let it go easily, grabbing onto the fox demon girl. "You're talking nonsense. I want this girl too, even if I don't want the celestial treasure. While the fox demon girl and the old bull were arguing incessantly, the green snake took advantage of the opportunity and joined in. Disciple, I'm here. Seeing this, the fox demon girl couldn't bear it anymore, directly revealing her true form and pouncing. The snake demon was even more shocked. Are you playing for real? Just as an extraordinary battle was about to unfold, the old bull suddenly appeared, putting a stop to this pointless dispute. In critical moments, it's still best to rely on the old bull. Both the fox demon girl and the green snake brother were halted by the old bull's command. Then, the old bull walked over and said, "Why can't we just ask the girl directly? Let her choose whoever she wants to be with. Wouldn't that make everyone happy?" Just then, our Ling Bao woke up. Seeing Ling Bao regain consciousness, I stopped my actions and asked, "Now that you're awake, how do you feel?" Ling Bao, with an excited expression, shouted, "I've already broken through the triple heaven of the Golden Core realm." As Ling Bao's master, I couldn't help but feel a strong sense of accomplishment. Now Ling Bao will be able to gather food even faster. Ling Bao patted his own cheek. The cultivation level of the Golden Core realm is already at the elder level. Am I dreaming? Seeing Ling Bao in a daze, I directly threw the storage rings containing the experience orbs at her. "Here, take the rewards I'm giving you." Ling Bao, looking at the storage rings in his hand, couldn't help but stand there in a daze. "Master, these cultivation resources are comparable to half a sect. You're giving them all to me like this?" Meanwhile, I pretended to be indifferent. Of course, I'm not interested in these things. But the truth is, I can't cultivate at all. I can't even open these things. Besides, with my invincible domain, I have no use for them. My current goal is to expand my invincible domain to the entire immoral realm. At this moment, the silent demon kings also spoke up. "Disciple." Looking at the three powerful beings in front of me, I confirmed their identities. They are all demon kings. The old bull flexed his muscles, truly worthy to be my future disciple. "You have good taste. I am a nascent soul realm demon king." Then he took out several demon pills. "Here are 3 golden core realms condensed from the essence of 3 major demons. If you become my disciple, these 3 golden cores will be your initiation gifts." Seeing this, the green snake brother pushed the old bull aside. "Step aside. Who do you think you can fool with these 3 broken golden cores? What I have here is the resplendent youth immortal fruit. By consuming it, you can maintain eternal youth. Currently, it's the only one in the mortal realm. If you become my disciple, this will be yours. The crucial point is that I'm also very handsome. If you have any thoughts about me in the future, I can consider it." Upon hearing this, Ling Bao fell silent. If it were just the resplendent youth immortal fruit, it would be fine. But adding you, as I looked at the green snake brother's immortal fruit, I couldn't help but be moved. I also kind of want it. However, Ling Bao seemed to be drooling. As the person involved, she had already been swayed. This resplendent youth immortal fruit is every girl's dream of eternal youth. The snake demon was even more proud. There is no one in the world who can resist the temptation of this immortal fruit. Exchanging the fruit for a disciple is worth it. The fox demon also appeared, introducing herself. "I also have nascent soul realm cultivation. Although I don't have any initiation gifts, if you are willing to become my disciple, I will take you as my daughter. Then, you will be the young sovereign of my ancient fox clan. I can mobilize the entire clan to help you ascend as an immortal." The old bull and the green snake beside me were stunned. This woman is not a good person. She actually resorted to such a sinister trick. She's not even concerned about her reputation. The fox demon continued to tempt Ling Bao. "Come on, walk with me as your master." But Ling Bao's next words broke their defense. "I don't want it." The 3 demons were struck as if by lightning. It seems they didn't expect this. Ling Bao proudly said, "I already have a master. Following my master, becoming an immortal or a god is a piece of cake. My master is the best and the most badass in the world." And the fox demon was furious, asking, "Who is your master?" I made a stylish entrance. "Naturally, it's me, the Great One." The fox demon looked at me as nothing more than an ordinary mortal and immediately wanted to come and teach me a lesson, but I displayed an indifferent attitude and completely ignored her. The fox demon and her companions felt the need to defend Ling Bao, saying, "If you don't speak, I would have thought you were this girl's servant. You, an ordinary mortal. Don't deceive this girl." The old bull's momentum kept rising. It seemed he wanted to get rid of me to make Ling Bao see the reality. To this, I was even more disdainful. "Come on, let me see what the so-called demon king is." The old bull couldn't tolerate this provocation and charged at me directly. But in the next moment, something shocking happened. I stood there calmly without dodging or evading, and I blocked the old bull's full force attack. "Mr. Bull, put in a little more effort. Did you forget to graze before leaving? If you continue like this, I won't give you a tip, and you'll end up eating dirt." Other 2 bull technicians, come at me together. Let me have a good experience. In an instant, these 3 individuals collapsed on the ground, crying and begging, saying, "Senior, please don't kill me. They didn't resemble 3 nascent soul realm level demon beasts at all. Seeing this, I knew it was time to implement my plan A. Is that so? Then I'll give you a chance. Submit to me or die. Think it over. You only have one opportunity. Only the old bull took the lead and prostrated himself on the ground, saying, I, old bull, am willing to submit to you, senior, and serve you faithfully. Following suit, the fox demon and the snake brother also imitated, not daring to have the slightest rebellious thoughts. Seeing the performance of the 3 demons, I was very satisfied and immediately said, from now on, you shall address me as your master. Rest assured, following me will bring you many benefits. Then I used a little trick. I infused 3 streams of spiritual energy into their bodies, and they immersed themselves in the transformation. At that moment, the heavenly thunder appeared once again, exclaiming, it's you again. One person defying fate was not enough. Now there are 3. Today, I will smite you and show you the invincibility of destiny. The 3 demons, seeing the heavenly tribulation descending, couldn't help but feel afraid. They had just escaped the clutches of danger, and now it was happening again. This time, they were truly doomed. Seeing the 3 demons lying flat, I stood in front of them and said, don't panic. Take cover behind me. With me here, the heavenly tribulation poses no threat. As the thunderous roar of the heavenly tribulation sounded, the result became evident. It couldn't break through my defense. Then, with a wave of my finger, I divided the power of the heavenly tribulation into 3 parts and infused them into the bodies of the 3 demons to temper their bodies. In the sky above, the heavenly tribulation, seeing its thunder tribulation transformed into nourishment for the 3 demons, couldn't help but be furious. It cursed, damn it. Wait for me. Next time I will definitely smite you. After the heavenly doubt dissipated, the 3 demons began to practice diligently. Then, sincerely, they said to me, thank you, Master, for enhancing our aptitude. I had a mischievous smile on my face and replied, oh, by how many grades did it improve? The snake brother calmly said, Master, please wait a moment. Let me test my aptitude using the aptitude stone, corresponding to the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, black, and gold, which correspond to the 9 grades. As he held the aptitude stone in his hand, it instantly turned black, leaving the snake brother dumbfounded, saying, damn it, it turned black. The fox demon and the old bull also tested their aptitude and obtained the same result, an 8th grade black aptitude. They were excited, twisting and turning around. In response to this, I made an effort to control my expression and calmly said, it's just an 8th grade aptitude, nothing significant, it's a small matter. Even a 9th grade aptitude is easy for me. Stay calm. Then, the 3 demon kings once again prostrated themselves, devoutly kneeling and bowing. Ling Bao, curious, said, I also want to test my aptitude. What grade am I now? The fox demon, with sharp eyes, handed the aptitude stone to Ling Bao, saying, Miss, you should also give it a try. I was also very curious. I had only casually enhanced their aptitude, resulting in 8th grade aptitudes. I wondered how high Ling Bao's aptitude would reach when fully enhanced. Ling Bao's stone began to shine brightly in her hand. The colors of the stone appeared one after another until it reached gold. However, the moment it turned gold, it instantly extinguished. The fox demon and the snake brother, seeing this, couldn't help but be puzzled. They wondered what was happening. Even if it wasn't a 9th grade aptitude, it shouldn't have turned transparent. Ling Bao looked at me with a grievance, and I was also somewhat at a loss. Then, Ling Bao burst into tears and cried out loudly, I have no aptitude anymore, it's gone. I couldn't help but think that something was wrong with the plot. Where is the golden color? The snake brother couldn't help but speculate. Could it be that Miss Ling Bao has already transcended into an immortal? When Ling Bao heard the snake brother's words, she radiated with energy and enthusiasm. She exclaimed, Master, I must be an immortal now. I didn't feel much about this situation. After all, it fit the storyline. I then proceeded to act convincingly. In the mortal realm, the highest aptitude is 9th grade. But there are qualities higher than the 9th grade. Ling Bao's aptitude now surpasses the 9th grade, so it can't be measured. Then, I told the 3 silly demon kings, as long as you follow me and perform well, not only will you have the qualifications of immortals, but even ascending to the heavens would be insignificant in my eyes. Feeling the overwhelming confidence emanating from me, the hearts of the 3 demons couldn't help but secretly say, our master must be someone from the higher realm. If we can ascend to the heavens by staying by the master's side, it would be a dream come true. We have firmly grasped onto this thigh. I couldn't help but curl up the corners of my mouth. I'm getting better and better at this act. Suddenly, the snake brother said, Master, since Miss Ling Bao already has the aptitude of an immortal, we should celebrate. Take me to catch a dragon, Turkey King, and offer it to you and Miss Ling Bao. Hearing the 3 words Dragon Turkey King, I felt that it must be extraordinary. It must be delicious. The fox demon explained, the Dragon Turkey King contains a trace of divine beast bloodline and has delicious meat. It can be considered a delicacy in the mortal realm. Eating it is good for Ling Bao and the master's health. As the fox demon continued with her mysterious explanation, Ling Bao's mouth watered uncontrollably. Master, let me go. I want to taste it. Oh no, I want to test my current strength, Ling Bao said, accidentally revealing her true intentions. I wouldn't stop Ling Bao since she had inadvertently revealed her true feelings. And finally, the shriveled old man who had disappeared for a long time appeared online, lurking around and monitoring Ling Bao's movements. However, Ling Bao remained oblivious. Riding on her small flying sword and happily carrying her captured chicken feast, Ling Bao returned home. In her heart, she kept thinking about my hunger, afraid that I would go hungry if she returned home late. After a brief observation, the old man noticed that Ling Bao was alone at the moment. He brought his henchmen and charged towards Ling Bao. Seeing several figures rushing towards her, Ling Bao couldn't help but be startled, almost falling down. After calming down, she realized that the people in front of her were from the skeleton sect, especially when she felt the aura emanating from the black-robed elders. Her heart sank. They were probably all nascent soul realm cultivators. However, Ling Bao didn't flinch. Instead, she said, "Old man, have you forgotten how my master beat you to a pulp before? Are you now incontinent from fear?" She also planned her escape, but how could the old man in front of her be scared? He raised the soul summoning disc in his hand and smirked sinisterly, saying, "Once I kill you and obtain the sacred immortal sword, your master will be next." But the sacred immortal sword couldn't stand the suffering of its owner turning from a beautiful girl into a shriveled old man. It instantly emitted a brilliant golden light, blocking all of the old man's attacks. The old man was stunned, seemingly unable to believe that his attack had been blocked. He exclaimed in surprise, "You've already reached the Golden Core realm? Just a few days ago, you were still in the Foundation realm." The black-robed elder on the side also spoke, "This girl's talent is terrifying. She has already become our enemy. We cannot let her escape today." After receiving the order, the old man, along with the numerous resentful spirits under the control of the soul summoning disc, directly attacked Ling Bao. But Ling Bao was not an easy opponent. With the buffs I had provided and the empowerment of the sacred immortal sword, she was invincible at this moment. The two forces collided instantly, and Ling Bao, with her triple Golden Core realm strength, forcefully withstood the full-powered strike of the peak Golden Core realm. However, this attack almost exhausted all of Ling Bao's mana. Without hesitation, Ling Bao directly fled towards the Immortal Temple. Seeing that his proud strike was easily blocked by Ling Bao, the old man couldn't help but feel a bit frustrated. There was a difference of 6 entire realms between them. Without hesitation, he chased after Ling Bao. Meanwhile, the fox demon sister was playing mahjong in the courtyard, urging the old bull, "Are you going to play or not?" And the snake brother on the side was also anxious, saying, "Come on, we've been waiting for so long that the flowers are wilting." As for me, the creator of the game, I kept urging them, "Hurry up." The old bull seemed a bit flustered by our urging and shouted, "Even the neighboring old hen doesn't lay eggs as fast as you guys can rush me." After contemplating for a while, the old bull finally played the card Seductress. As the old bull played the card, I couldn't help but smile embarrassedly. All one suit, I win. The style of the gambling god is undoubtedly revealed, and in my heart, I couldn't help but feel secretly delighted. It's really satisfying to crush the weak. Seeing his successful attack, the old bull couldn't help but act shamelessly, throwing away his mahjong tiles and saying, "What urging? It's all your fault. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have played the Seductress. Now you lose." The fox demon sister was even more indignant, blaming others for your own stupidity. "Let's play another round." Seeing the lively scene of the 3 demons, I couldn't help but worry. Ling Bao should be back soon, right? The fox demon sister noticed my concern and reassured, she should be coming soon. With Ling Bao's strength, catching a few dragon fire turkeys is more than enough. Before she finished speaking, the fox demon sensed that something seemed wrong. Ling Bao's aura was getting weaker. Could she be injured? But how would I know what the fox demon sister was thinking? I replied, "Why would I worry? With Ling Bao's current strength at the Golden Core realm, as long as she doesn't encounter nascent soul realm cultivators, she will come back safely." Seeing my confident appearance, the old bull communicated telepathically with the snake brother, asking if we should tell Ling Bao about her weakening aura. The snake demon mistakenly thought that I had already taken control of the situation, reassuring the old bull not to worry. Meanwhile, the fox demon sister was restless and could only attribute it to my desire to train Ling Bao. choosing to observe quietly. On the other hand, Ling Bao was running for her life, holding on to the precious meal in her hands without letting it go, even amidst the life-or-death escape. Suddenly, Ling Bao caught sight of the familiar immortal temple through the gaps in the trees, filling her heart with joy. Master, just as Ling Bao let her guard down, a purple giant palm descended from the sky towards her. Due to Ling Bao's carelessness, she couldn't evade in time and took all the damage from the giant palm. A mouthful of bright red blood sprayed from her mouth. The one who launched the attack was a woman dressed in black, smugly declaring, "This brat, with just one of my strikes, even if she doesn't die, she won't live much longer. I'll take her back and refine her into a ghost slave." At this moment, Ling Bao fainted, barely clinging to life. The immortal sword by her side flashed with golden light and flew away. Seeing the sword escaping, the group of people immediately turned around and chose to chase after the sword. The woman in black also swiftly pursued and grabbed the fleeing immortal sword in her hand. She couldn't help but exclaim, "No wonder it's an immortal sword. Its power is so immense. It's no wonder that nascent soul realm brat could hold on for so long." Looking at the barely breathing Ling Bao, the old man sneered, his face darkening. "Die!" In the next moment, a bloodlight shot up into the sky. When the smoke dissipated, the old man stared ahead with a terrified expression, his mouth trembling uncontrollably. "A monster! It's a monster!" The veins on Sister Fox Demon's forehead bulged out, her fingertips stained with blood. Fiercely, she said to the old man, "Who gave you the courage to dare lay a hand on Miss Ling Bao? You've had enough of living." Our brother Bull also emitted a powerful aura, daring to lay a hand on Ling Bao, the disciple of our master. "Watch me, I'll kill you." Snake Demon appeared behind the old man at some point and softly advised, "Please, friend, don't struggle. It will be over soon. My 3 strongest henchmen are here." Under the watchful eye of the Fox Demon sister, Ling Bao also regained consciousness. Looking at the Fox Demon sister in front of her, Ling Bao asked, "Did Master send you here?" The Fox Demon sister then narrated softly. At this point, the 3 demons couldn't bear it any longer and anxiously spoke to me. "Master, Miss Ling Bao's aura is becoming weaker and weaker." The Fox Demon sister even straightforwardly mentioned that it was a test for Ling Bao, but it didn't have to be so severe. Regarding the words of the Fox Demon sister, I was also puzzled. Test? What test? But I quickly realized, could it be that something happened to Ling Bao? Seeing my indifferent reaction, the Fox Demon sister couldn't help but speak with a tearful voice. "As long as Ling Bao develops steadily, she can become a legendary figure. Master doesn't have to be impatient. Ling Bao is in critical condition." After all these conversations, even a fool like me knows that Ling Bao is in grave danger. I said in a deep voice, I was too anxious. "Ling Bao is the person I am closest to, and I don't want anything to happen to her. Go and bring her back safely. Those who harm her shall be mercilessly killed." After receiving the order, the 3 demon kings promptly obeyed. Thus, the scene we just witnessed unfolded. Upon hearing the Fox Demon sister's explanation, Ling Bao understood the process and directly said, "The people from the skeleton sect want to kill me. They have 3 nascent soul realm experts. Be careful." Before Ling Bao could finish speaking, a wave of intense pain surged, causing her to faint. Seeing Ling Bao in this state, the Fox Demon sister hurriedly gave instructions. "Ling Bao's soul is unstable. We need to quickly take her back for treatment by the master." However, the 3 elders from the skeleton sect also arrived, and the old man even laughed triumphantly, saying, "It's useless to take her back. I've already placed a soul-devouring curse on her. Without me lifting the curse, she is doomed to die." Upon hearing this, the snake demon brother couldn't help but chuckle and said, "Friend, you seem to lack intelligence. I know about the soul-devouring curse, but I heard that once the caster dies, the curse will naturally be broken." Bull clenched his fists and exclaimed, "Daring to use such vicious means to harm Ling Bao, I will butcher you and make a stew out of your mixed remains." Seeing this, the old man became frightened but still said, "The 3 elders of my sect are here. How can you kill me?" The black-clad woman stepped forward and declared, "I am the Grand Elder of the Skeleton Sect. Are you trying to oppose our sect?" However, this couldn't intimidate Snake Demon as he confidently stated, "I have my support behind me." As the people outside continued to argue, I grew anxious and jumped up, saying, "Why waste time talking? Those who dare to harm my people, I'll kill them." Bull, hearing my angry tone, stopped complaining and immediately transformed into original form. Charging forward, he shouted loudly, cursing the enemy. Our snake demon brother followed suit and transformed into a giant python several meters long, sweeping through the area. Seeing this, the 3 skeleton elders didn't dare to be negligent. They cooperated and formed a triangular skeleton shield to defend themselves. However, such defense was merely futile against the bravery of Bull. With a brute force collision, he shattered their defense effortlessly. The leader of the skeleton trio felt despair, realizing that this foolish bull possessed such immense power that their defense couldn't withstand. In the next moment, the triangular formation of the skeleton trio exploded, creating billowing smoke. Seizing the opportunity, our snake demon brother struck back as soon as the defense was broken. With a powerful tail swipe, he immediately pushed the three opponents back with a loud crack. The clothes of the leader were torn apart, while the old man was thrown away by the powerful shockwave. Observing the old man being knocked away, our snake demon brother recognized this as a golden opportunity. After all, as long as he killed the old man, Ling Bao would no longer be in danger of losing her life. Speaking these thoughts, he transformed once again and charged towards the direction where the old man was thrown. However, at that moment, a woman in a black robe appeared, blocking his path. She pulled out a large sword from behind and said, "If you want to kill our sect leader, you'll have to ask me if I agree or not." Looking at the woman in front of him who dared to hinder him from eliminating the mastermind, our snake demon brother grew increasingly irritable. Bull, on the other hand, began to charge around recklessly. With his brute strength alone, he managed to hold off the other two formidable opponents. On top of the house, I was sitting there, gazing into the distance, unable to contribute in any way. After all, even in the invincible domain, I couldn't sense even a trace of aura. If I hadn't sent Ling Bao to capture the Dragon Fire Turkey King, he wouldn't have suffered such an unwarranted disaster. It was the same when facing the immortal sect in the past. I couldn't protect anything. And now, I can't even protect Ling Bao. If only the skills of the domain were useful to me, then I could cultivate and become stronger. I could rebuild the immortal sect, protect the old man, protect Ling Bao, and not be confined to this shell like a useless person, unable to do anything. But now is not the time to think about such matters. Then, my gaze became firm. I will definitely expand my invincible domain to encompass the 9 immortal realms. By then, will there be anyone I cannot protect? Just then, a blaze rose up from the distant forest, and the old man hid behind a rock, watching the battle between the nascent soul realm powerhouses. He felt grateful that the 3 elders were protecting him. Meanwhile, our fox demon sister had engaged in a fierce battle with one of them. During the fight, the silver-haired woman accidentally lost the immortal sword she had just obtained, and the sword was tossed around by various powerful beings, causing dizziness. It fell straight down in front of the old man. Seeing the immortal sword before him, the old man couldn't help but rejoice. It's truly a stroke of luck, as long as I take this immortal sword back and hand it to the patriarch. But then he had second thoughts. If I run away with the sword now, and these 3 elders die here, how can I gain the trust of others in the future? And at that moment, the old man seemed to have made a decision. The fate of our sect is now in my hands. I must not disappoint the sect. I also noticed the sneaky figure of the old man. What is he up to? I saw the old man hiding behind the rocks, suddenly darting out. And I also noticed his target. It was Ling Bao standing nearby. The old man swiftly approached Ling Bao with a purpose. These 3 demon kings value Ling Bao so much. I'll kidnap her and use her to blackmail them. At the same time, I rushed towards Ling Bao as well. "You old fool, today I'll make you suffer." The old man, seeing the sudden figure rushing towards him, couldn't help but be stunned but quickly recognized me. In that instant when our eyes met, I couldn't contain myself. "You old fool, how dare you?" Looking at me in this state, the old man couldn't help but recall the fear from that day, trembling uncontrollably. And at that moment, the immortal sword, as if finding its mother's embrace, broke free from the old man's hand and flew towards me. I didn't know what was happening, but then I immediately thought, after all, I am the chosen one, selected by the heavens. Such a thing is normal. But what surprised me even more was when the immortal sword transformed into a complete set of gauntlets, binding itself to my arms. Could this thing read minds as well? It seems I underestimated it before. Seeing the smoothness with which the immortal sword fit into my hands, the old man was completely stunned. Now I'm in big trouble. Gotta run. Although I no longer have the invincible domain's blessing at this moment, gaining a new divine artifact fills me with confidence. "You old fool, you still want to run?" The old man looked at me as if I were a god of death and charged towards him. He became completely flustered. Just as he was stunned, I had already pounced on him. "You bastard, taste my iron fist." In an instant, golden light shone, displaying great power. And at this moment, I had already lost my sanity, with my mind filled with thoughts of killing this bastard. No matter how he begged for mercy, I couldn't listen. After a cool and explosive special effect, the old man vanished. Not even a trace remained. But the old man didn't die. His primordial spirit managed to escape. The old man, who survived the ordeal, couldn't help but feel perplexed. How did he let me go like that? Could it be that he didn't notice my primordial spirit? However, with my physical body destroyed and centuries of cultivation gone, even if I were to return, I would likely be turned into a resentful spirit. The old man had a clear understanding of his own predicament. Just as he despaired, he sensed a peculiar aura. It was the aura of the eternal life body, and he began searching in all directions. Soon, he realized that this aura was emanating from me. Seeing this, the old man couldn't help but become attentive. After all, whether human or demon, no one could resist this enchanting aura, and I had already brought Ling Bao into the invincible domain. Seeing Ling Bao still unconscious with terrifying wounds all over his body, these damn bastards who dared to harm him, these old bastards and the skeletons, I will one day annihilate them all. As for Ling Bao's injuries, once inside the invincible domain, life or death is within my control. It doesn't matter who comes, what I say goes. Take a pill, and Ling Bao's injuries also begin to rapidly heal. Seeing this, I finally feel relieved. It's a good thing I arrived in time, otherwise, who knows what would have happened. After displaying my might, Ling Bao finally regains consciousness, and the first words she speaks are a fervent apology to me. Ling Bao fool, I lost the Dragonfire Turkey King. Seeing Ling Bao in such an adorable state, I am deeply moved. What a silly girl. At this moment, the battle in the sky has also entered a white-hot stage, with loud explosions resounding. Surprisingly, the source of the explosion is our brave Bull. Bull now resembles a warrior, exuding a strong aura that counteracts the mysterious aura of the skeletons. On the other side, the Fox Demon Girl is suppressing her opponent, launching multiple attacks in an instant and sending the woman flying. Fiercely, it was smashed towards my floor tiles, but luckily I can repair infinitely, or else I wouldn't know whom to ask for compensation. In the midst of multiple clashes, the silver-haired woman's clothing becomes increasingly scant, constantly emitting enticing charm. I can't help but watch attentively, completely absorbed, as she notices my fierce gaze. The girl is taken aback. Where did this trash come from, daring to glare at me? Are all the youngsters so arrogant these days? Hearing that this girl has entered my invincible domain and is still so audacious, I immediately become unhappy and rush towards her, slapping her across the face. So you think you're tough? Ha! The sudden strike bewilders the silver-haired girl, who hasn't even had a chance to speak. I follow up with another slap. You're dressed so scantily. Aren't you going to let me have a look? 2 consecutive slaps completely dumbfound the silver-haired girl, seemingly never having experienced such humiliation in her life. However, I continue my assault without pause, jumping up and delivering another powerful slap. You didn't expect this, did you, you bastard? I show no mercy towards this wicked individual and directly stomp on her, crushing her last bit of stubbornness. Then, in an extremely cool posture, I look at the 2 fools in the sky and say, "Come, let me show you something precious." These 2 idiots are obviously not fools, and when they see that I easily dealt with one person with just 3 slaps, they can't help but hesitate. Seeing my display of power, the Fox Demon Girl chimes in. Behave and surrender. My master is terrifying when angry. Upon hearing the Fox Demon Girl mention her master, the girl in question can't help but speculate. Could it be that Transcendence Realm old monster? Sensing the pressure arising from imagination, the girl finally becomes timid. She orders the people nearby to prepare to retreat. Just as they are about to withdraw, the voice of the old man begging for help reaches us. Seeing the old man's desperate plea, the leader of the group doesn't even spare him a glance. So it was you, worthless trash. Looking at the disdainful expression on the elder's face, the old man reveals the secret of my eternal life body. Hearing the temptation of the eternal life body, the 2 individuals who were about to escape immediately stop in their tracks. Desire truly holds invincible power. They then inquire about the opinion of the person behind them and receive a positive response. Since that's the case, let's gamble and turn the bicycle into a motorcycle. The snake demon and bull, upon seeing these 2 individuals daring to mock them, I prepare to engage in another real fight with them. However, seeing their restlessness, I quickly intervene. It's alright, let them come. I secretly think to myself, come, the eternal life body you've all yearned for is right here. If you come, you'll only meet your demise. Seeing that they remain hesitant, I decide to give them a strong dose, emitting a fragrance from my body that spreads freely towards them. Come at me, all of you. Initially indecisive, the 2 individuals in the air are swayed by the scent I emit. It confirms their belief that it is the aroma of the eternal life body and prompts them to take a risk. However, due to my unrestrained release, even the 3 demons become attracted to this scent. The man is the first to lose his self-control, shouting, "Eternal life flesh. I want to eat eternal life flesh." Seeing the first fish taking the bait, I can't help but chuckle. Hee, you bastard, come, I'll give you eternal life. As the perverted man approaches, I begin preparing my ultimate move, intending to keep all of them neatly contained with me. The next moment, I directly reach out and touch the top of the despicable man's head, pressing him down, allowing me to have a good feel of him. Then, with a burst of force, I slam him towards the ground, creating a large pit. Do you think it's over? No, this is just the beginning. After that, I grab his head with one hand and repeatedly smash it to the ground, like an old farmer tilling the land, over and over again, rubbing against the ground and bricks. Seeing my horrifying appearance, the three demons who were just under the influence quickly regain their senses, cold sweat drenching their backs. How terrifying! So, this is the true nature of the master. After countless slams, the system's prompt faintly comes in. Congratulations, host, for killing a nascent soul realm 4th heaven cultivator. Obtained 1,200 domain value. It's really tiring, but the domain value is quite substantial. Looking at the two nascent soul realm cultivators behind me, I also reveal a look of a predator, as if they are no longer individuals but two walking experience packages. The fox demon girl and Bull also recall the strangeness just now. Bull innocently says, "I don't know, I only remember smelling a very fragrant scent just now." The snake demon also analyzes from the side. It's probably the master taking out some kind of immortal treasure that affects consciousness. The leader girl in the sky, who was previously affected by the explosive scene, has regained her senses and realizes that she narrowly escaped death. She was almost seduced by the temptation of the eternal life body. This kid is truly terrifying. I was almost fooled by the eternal life body. Then she looks down and doesn't see the figure of Chio-Chinto anywhere. Damn it, where did that useless trash go? Don't let me find him, or I'll chop him up and offer him to the heavens. Then, without hesitation, she starts running. Seeing the domain value in the air and still thinking about escaping, I can't help but find it amusing. The domain value that's within reach still wants to escape from under my nose. It really doesn't take me seriously. Just as I wave my little hand, an unmatched pressure emanates from me. The girl, who is a domain value, becomes completely still. She can't move at all. With a panicked expression, she looks at me and asks, "What have you done to me?" Looking at the girl in front of me, I reassure her, telling her not to be nervous. "I just wanted to slightly enhance your aptitude, that's all." Upon hearing my inexplicable words, the girl directly curses at me, saying that I must be crazy. But in the next moment, the skills of all living beings continuously modify her aptitude directly. The girl immediately feels the unique power and realizes that her aptitude is truly being enhanced. Is this something I can have for free? And with this action, it triggers a reaction from the Heavenly Tao. The Heavenly Tao senses that I'm once again helping someone defy fate and can't help but get angry, cursing, "Damn it, when will you ever stop? Can't you just mind your own business?" As for the Thunder Tribulation, it is once again completely transformed into nutrients by me and infused into that girl. Seeing my familiar move, the Heavenly Tao is speechless. "Oh dear, why are you using that move again?" The silver-haired girl also feels the majestic Thunder Tribulation being converted into nutrients, continuously flowing into her meridians. Meanwhile, the girl's cultivation level was also skyrocketing. Seeing my dedicated appearance, she couldn't help but wonder why I was helping her improve her cultivation level. Could it be that she caught my interest? Although she had such thoughts, she couldn't help but feel a flutter in her heart. The cornered remnant soul was dumbfounded. Who is this person? This is too unbelievable. I have never seen anyone who can directly improve someone's cultivation level like this. If I hadn't annoyed him and tried to please him, the fox demon girl, seeing this, couldn't help but feel puzzled about why the master was helping them. As for the green snake brother, he couldn't understand what I was thinking and silently watched everything. Meanwhile, I increased my output and the power within my domain gathered towards the girl as if going crazy. The silver-haired girl also felt at this moment that her body could no longer bear any more energy and hurriedly shouted, "Stop, I can't take it anymore." In the sky, the Heavenly Tao that had been bullied by me for a long time was also desperate. It shouted and cursed, "You shameless brat." Then it slowly disappeared. As for me, I didn't feel anything. At this moment, my mind was filled with a bold idea. As for the girl, under my crazy improvement, she became a Transcendence Realm cultivator and the first person in history to explode due to spiritual power. Seeing the system prompt of 2,000 domain value being credited, I also pondered. It seems that I can only elevate someone to the Transcendence Realm now. Well, it's not bad. Tearfully, I received 2,000 points. As for the girl who slapped me 3 times before, she also woke up at this moment and looked at her trembling body. I almost forgot that there was an experience package here. Seeing her expression as if she was looking at her prey, the girl couldn't help but step back. There was no trace of the aura of a nascent soul realm cultivator left. Seeing her like this, I kindly said, "Don't worry, I won't go overboard. Then I skillfully activated the spiritual creatures. The girl felt the powerful energy gathering on her body and shouted in fear, "Don't kill me, don't kill me." As for this girl, my mind was filled with helplessness. I won't kill you, I'm just improving your cultivation level. After a series of actions, I didn't attract the expected thunder tribulation. Could it be that I've used it too many times and the heavenly doubt can't take it anymore? Seeing that the anticipated thunder tribulation didn't appear for a long time, I had no choice but to give up. I waved my hand and cleared the last experience package. These scenes left the three monsters dumbfounded for a long time. They couldn't calm down. The master actually improved their cultivation level and killed their opponents in seconds. What kind of level is the master at? The system also prompted me that it discovered a bug. However, from now on, I can only use Thunder Tribulation once a month to enhance cultivation level of someone. The system forcefully fixed the bug, and then it prompted that it could be consuming 5,000 domain value to upgrade to version 3.0. However, I chose to prioritize expanding the domain range. After all, expanding the combat range is the most important. I chose a domain range of 74 meters and shouted around, "Little brother, come out. I can see you." Feeling the strand of remnant soul right behind my house, I couldn't help but find it funny. If it was outside, it would be fine, but it had to be within my domain range. Seeing that little brother directly rushing over and constantly introducing himself without stopping, he looked like a professional bootlicker. I couldn't help but feel nauseous. It makes me want to vomit. I naturally didn't have a good expression for such an annoying person. After all, bootlickers must die. It's an eternal truth. So I grabbed his spiritual body and pulled him back and forth. "You're pretty awesome. What else can you do besides this? Can you turn into a cute puppy and play?" Faced with my inexplicable words, he was at a loss for words. After playing for a while, I lost interest and casually threw it aside, instructing, "You guys take care of this thing. When Ling Bao wakes up, let her deal with it." Although this guy seems useful, he bullied Ling Bao like this, so let her decide. The fox demon girl, seeing that things were almost settled, asked me what arrangements I had for the future. Then I casually mentioned, "Didn't Ling Bao come back with a chicken? Why don't you go catch it and roast some chicken legs?" As for the dragon fire turkey king in our mouths, it's still looking for its way home. In the yard, by the bonfire, we sat in a circle, roasting the lost turkey. But my thoughts were not on this at the moment. I started considering that my invincible range was still too small, and I couldn't even cover a mountain. Moreover, I needed to expand and upgrade the system with domain value, which was a headache to think about. But if I wanted to quickly obtain domain value, I could only use my eternal life body and the holy immortal sword to seduce them. However, the eternal life body clearly wouldn't work, as not only would it cause monsters and ghosts to lose control, but it seemed that Ling Bao and the three monsters would also be unable to resist. Afterward, I lifted the precious sword and said, "My dear, for the sake of my domain value, it seems I'll have to sacrifice you." Then I threw the holy immortal sword to the ground and said, "Alright, you release your celestial aura here. Draw all those monsters and demons towards us." Just thinking about that scene made my mouth water uncontrollably. It felt like that scene would happen soon, and I would profit from it. The three monsters beside me looked at me foolishly and started discussing among themselves. They talked about how I resembled someone with hemorrhoids. After enduring a long and painful 4-hour wait, they eventually fell asleep. As for me, my hair was already covered in spider webs, and I was growing impatient. Why hadn't a single monster or demon appeared even after a whole night? With each angry roar from me, the fox demon girl and Ling Bao woke up from their slumber. Soon, everyone was awake. As I worried about this, the remnant soul of the skeleton sex master floated over, wearing a flattering expression. "Senior, I know what went wrong," he said obsequiously. I wasn't pleased with his servility and warned him, "You better be right, or you'll be gone in the next moment." Then the remnant soul pointed at Ling Bao and the others and said, "You see, it's because they are the three demon kings of the temple, and their aura is too strong. Those weaklings wouldn't dare to come and seek trouble." Seeing these energetic fellows behind me, I couldn't help but feel a surge of anger. So it was these guys causing the trouble, and these three monsters were not modest at all. They mistakenly believed they had performed well and started boasting even more. I didn't waste time with these three fools and used my unique skill to weaken them drastically. The once arrogant three demon kings, after my intervention, seemed lifeless and devoid of any vitality. Seeing me suppress the three demon kings with a wave of his hand and became more certain in his belief that I was a divine being. After dealing with those three troublemakers, I excitedly ran over to the immortal sword. "My dear, now no one will disturb our world of two." However, the immortal sword wasn't foolish. It was a sword with its own consciousness and immediately escaped to a distance. Seeing the immortal sword acting so insolently, I couldn't help but get angry. "You dare to run? This is my territory, and I'm in charge. Come back to me." After catching the immortal sword, I immediately bound it with a set of restraints. "Come on, my little darling, let me see what you can do," I ordered. "Quickly release your mighty celestial power." Once it realized it had nowhere to escape, the immortal sword obediently complied. A golden pillar of light instantly illuminated the entire night sky. Soon, all the monsters and demons within a 10-mile radius noticed the towering pillar and reported back to their respective bosses. And upon confirming that the source of the light was indeed the immortal sword, the big bosses became interested. Laughter echoed through the air. I must obtain that immortal sword. With it, I won't have to fear those human cultivators anymore. The ghost city became lively due to the aura, and numerous vengeful spirits emerged, eager to join the crowd. And soon, the monsters and demons from the surrounding areas, as well as the hungry ghosts in the ghost city, gathered together with the same belief and intention. They all came to my little temple. Watching the overwhelming horde of monsters and demons, it was reminiscent of the day when the Eternal Life sect was annihilated. But this time, I was no longer the useless person I used to be. I was a god in this domain. Today, it would be their turn to be wiped out. However, I didn't make any fancy attacks. With a wave of my hand, countless notifications rang out incessantly. Seeing the devastating scene, the little ghost became so frightened that his legs gave out, although he didn't have legs. As for the three monsters, they were stunned. It seemed like this was the first time they witnessed such a scene in 100 years. After countless hours passed, the sky was filled with endless flames, illuminating the entire night. Seeing the bald sky above, I couldn't help but be surprised. This just kills them all? They really can't withstand a single kill. After killing so many monsters and demons, my domain value only increased by 3,400 points. But to upgrade the system, I needed 5,000 points. Then I looked at the depleted immortal sword and wondered, why is it attracting only cannon fodder? The highest level is only the golden core realm. Could it be that those nascent soul realm old monsters are too far away to sense it? Or are they still observing? Thinking about it, I shouted to my three henchmen, "I have a task for you now. Spread the news about the celestial aura in the immortal temple to all the nascent soul realm monsters in the 10,000 mountains. The more who know, the better. I'm going to make a big move." After considering for a while, I felt it would be better to allocate their tasks more specifically. So, I turned to them and said, "Who among you is more familiar with Cloud State?" As soon as they heard my question, the snake demon and the fox demon eagerly stepped forward, pointing at themselves repeatedly, saying, "Me." However, since the snake demon was originally from Cloud State, I decided to prioritize him. I asked him to gather information about the Eternal Life sect. As for the fox demon and bull, I told them to spread the news about the immortal treasures, but since it was my first time giving out tasks, I wanted to make a grand gesture. So, I conjured 3 immortal pills and instructed them that if they heard any news about the Eternal Life sect, they should inform me immediately. I also told them to protect the sect leader at all costs, even if it meant sacrificing everything. After conveying all the instructions, I tossed the pills to them and skillfully painted a rosy picture. This is just an advance reward. There will be many benefits once the mission is accomplished. It's beyond imagination. The 3 demons were eager to set off. A week later, Lin Bao's father and the elder of the Nine Swords sect arrived one after another. They had received information that Lin Bao was here on this mountain peak. Lin Bao's father appeared cold and indifferent, clearly not believing in such rumors. But as a father, he couldn't let go of the possibility, even if it was just a 1 in 10,000 chance. Finally, they found the immortal temple where I was located. As for me, I was enjoying the attention from my followers, fully embracing my decadent appearance. Just then, I sensed the presence of intruders entering my domain. After carefully sensing it, I became excited and jumped up. It turned out to be nascent soul realm cultivators, a big fish that would increase my domain value. But the little ghost also sensed their aura. They were Lin Qingshan and Lin Hai, those 2 old fellows. Watching me eager to go out hunting, the little ghost didn't choose to follow. Thoughts couldn't help but race through my mind. I can't let those 2 old dogs discover me in such a sorry state. Just then, the 2 of them directly entered my palace. Seeing their spirited appearance, I was slightly surprised. But since they had delivered themselves to me, I didn't mind these details. I opened my mouth and asked, "Are you here to snatch the immortal treasures too?" Before I could continue pretending, Lin Bao's voice interrupted me. He was wearing a chef's uniform, holding a ladle, and looking excitedly at the 2 people. "Dad? Grandpa, hi. I've been waiting so long for this domain value, and now it's all ruined." Lin Qingshan, seeing his daughter's unexpected appearance, couldn't help but get angry. Lin Bao, what are you doing? Come back with me to the Nine Sword sect. But Lin Bao immediately refused her father's request. No, I want to stay with master. Lin Qingshan was on the verge of losing his temper at his daughter's sudden defiance. Just as he was about to continue his lecture, he seemed to have grasped a crucial point. He looked at me, who was suave and debonair, and started scolding loudly. Are you saying that the worthless person standing in front of me is what you're referring to? Just based on him? This girl, seemed to be deliberately provoking me. Seeing her own father dared to scold me like this, she even lost her composure and was on the verge of losing her mind. She quickly stepped forward to stop them. Father, please don't say that. Those who said similar things before had their ashes scattered. Master is capable of slapping a nascent soul realm cultivator to death. Seeing Lin Bao's nervous appearance, Lin Qingshan began to suspect that I had done something to her. He waved his sleeve and said coldly, slapping a nascent soul realm cultivator to death? Impressive. You're quite good at bragging. Why not just blow the nascent soul realm to death in one breath? Hearing Lin Qingshan's novel idea, I also discovered a new continent. It was indeed a good idea. I could try it next time. Lin Qingshan became angry when he heard my agreement with his idea. You shameless child. Today, I will make you understand how vast the heavens are and how thick the earth is. Just as they were about to take action, the old man also sensed something unusual behind him. Our brave bull and the fox demon sister had already returned. They happened to see Lin Qingshan inside the house, looking eager and ready to beat him up. Their anger instantly reached its peak, and Lin Qingshan, seeing the unparalleled killing intent emanating from the two demon kings, felt a sense of fear. He thought to himself, what if they fight? I'm afraid I won't be their match. This 10,000 mountains is truly a hidden dragon and crouching tiger. I hope these two demon kings are not unreasonable people. Just as the situation became tense, Lin Bao suddenly stepped forward to explain. They are my father and my grandfather. They are not bad people. Please don't attack them. Bull and the others were taken aback when they heard that they were Lin Bao's relatives. They wilted instantly. It turned out they were Lin Bao's family. Embarrassed, Lin Qingshan looked at the dramatic scene before him and became visibly upset. Meanwhile, I coughed lightly to break the silence and asked, have you taken care of the tasks I assigned you? The fox demon sister quickly spoke up, trying to please me. Master, everything is in order. Looking at the awkward situation unfolding, Lin Qingshan's demeanor worsened. He mumbled to himself, Miss Lin Bao, did I forget to take my medicine today? How did I fall for an illusion so easily? Lin Hai also opened his eyes, looking at me with suspicion. He couldn't believe that the two demon kings were calling a mortal in front of the master. Could it be that this person was truly formidable and hiding his true strength, even at the transcendence realm? And I naturally played along, appearing confident and stroking my chin, sizing up Lin Bao's section. If there's a chance, we could cooperate. Oh, by the way, where was I? Lin Hai, upon hearing my question, also clasped his hands and said, Esteemed one, you truly hide your strength well. Our sect master was just overly protective of her daughter and unintentionally offended you. I hope you won't take offense. Hearing the old man giving me face like that, I casually replied, no big deal, it's just a family matter. Upon hearing that they were family, Lin Qingshan suddenly shouted, what? Family? Did I agree to this? Lin Hai continued speaking, today, we need to take Lin Bao away. We hope you won't interfere. Before I could say anything, Lin Bao started to make a scene, saying, I don't want to. I don't want to go home. I want to stay with my master. Seeing Lin Bao's adorable appearance and the two men's firm attitude, I couldn't help but feel a bit angry. I calmly said, you are Lin Bao's family. If she wants to go back with you, I won't stop her, but if she doesn't want to go, please don't force her. Seeing my attitude, Lin Hai also threatened indirectly, although you are the demon king, now that you've descended to the mortal realm, can you really contend with the immortals? Hearing the old man mentioning the mortal realm, my interest was piqued. Did he happen to have any experience or information about it? Qiu Qiantu naturally overheard our conversation and thought to himself, if the patriarch comes, maybe I can finally escape from here. But Lin Hai continued, Qiu Qiantu is cunning and deceitful. Please be careful. It's better to hand over the immortal treasure to him directly. Don't risk your life for temporary greed. Upon hearing the old man's words, Qiu Qiantu suddenly erupted in anger, saying, bullshit. Don't talk nonsense. Then he ran over, trying to please me, Senior. Please don't believe their slander. I am now your person in life and death. I am definitely not the person they described. My lifelong goal is to be by your side, to serve you wholeheartedly, even in death. Lin Hai and the others heard this dog-like flattery and felt the familiar aura in front of them. They recognized that the divine sense before them was indeed Qiu Qiantu, and I, seizing the opportunity, grabbed Qiu Qiantu and said, not bad. Your will to survive is quite strong. As he watched the scene unfolding before him, Lin Qingshan couldn't help but fall into an illusion. Can he really contend with the immortal? Did he just say that we are family? Lin Qingshan and Lin Hai looked at Qiu Qiantu, who was now only left with his divine sense, constantly flattering me, and couldn't help but speculate. Is this young man really some kind of great deity? Even I, the old man, can't understand it now. After being flattered by Qiu Qiantu for a while, I was in a great mood. I didn't expect you to be quite eloquent, kid. Lin Qingshan also transmitted his voice, wondering if he should really entrust Lin Bao to him. Lin Hai also couldn't make up his mind for a while and decided to wait and see. Seeing their attitudes, I knew their little schemes all too well. I spoke directly. It seems that you two still have doubts about me. Just in time. We have guests coming. I'll let you see for yourselves. I randomly instructed the fox demon sister to receive the guests. In the next moment, a shouting voice came from outside the courtyard. I saw several figures coming into the courtyard. The leader, a fat man, questioned the fox demon sister. Is the location of the immortal treasure you mentioned here? Where is the treasure? And where is the everlasting youth tree? Could it be that the human you mentioned who sees the treasure is the boy next to you? The fox demon sister candidly admitted, that's right. Our young master has been waiting for you for a long time. As for Lin Hai and the others, they looked up at the monster beasts above them, not frightened but their legs trembling. Are all these nascent soul realm demon kings? It's the first time I've seen 10 demon kings united. Lin Bao even took out the immortal sword and said, Dad, don't be afraid. Master is powerful. The immortal sword is still with me. Seeing the immortal sword in Lin Bao's hand, Lin Qingshan became even more anxious. How did the immortal treasure end up with you? Quickly put it away. Don't let those demon kings see it. The demon kings in the sky are not fools. How could they not sense it at such a close distance? They shouted, kill them. Take the immortal treasure and the everlasting youth tree. I want to eat that boy. He'll be a delicacy for my unborn child. The giant monster behind them said, leave that little girl to me. I'll make her experience the desire for immortality and death. And I had been waiting for this moment for a long time. I immediately turned to the two behind me and said, watch closely. I'm about to show off. A master's move is often accompanied by a cool pose, and I am no exception. I started to move and twist directly, fully displaying my charm. After enjoying myself, I felt as if I had reached the pinnacle of life. I joyfully jumped up. The 10 demon kings on the opposite side were dumbfounded. Does this person have some serious illness? Will eating him affect our intelligence? I did feel insulted. Lin Hai and the others had never seen such a grand scene before. They were all speechless and puzzled, saying, can he really defeat the 10 demon kings in front of him? In response to Lin Qingshan's question, Lin Hai didn't know how to answer and uncertainly said, he should be able to. Seeing this, Lin Bao stepped forward and explained to his father and grandfather, Master, it's not like that. It's really not like that. But in the end, there are still people who can appreciate it. This unique sense of beauty. The fox demon sister looked at me with a spring-like heart, continuously praising me, saying, Master, you're so handsome. From then on, my showboating officially ended. I lifted both hands, and a powerful force erupted. The 10 demon kings in front of me were all destroyed under my manipulation of all living beings, bursting into pieces. I added 10 more guys who were killed by spiritual power. Then the system's rewards came pouring in, directly credited with 12,000 domain value points. Currently accumulated 15,450 points. Seeing the familiar upgrade prompt, I continued to flaunt my handsome posture, softly said, upgrade. But the people in front of me couldn't adapt to the situation for a while, stunned and motionless. And then, Lin Hai and the others' brains finally reacted. They shouted, he just killed the 10 demon kings like nothing. What kind of power is this? Could it be that he has already mastered the power of the laws? In comparison, Bull and the fox demon sister showed no reaction, as if everything that happened was within their expectations. Lin Qingshan suddenly turned to look at Lin Hai. Could he be an immortal? Lin Hai directly denied it. Immortals have to ascend. The laws of the 9 provinces cannot tolerate the existence of immortals. Even if immortals descend, their strength will greatly diminish. They cannot stay in the continent at all. But Lin Qingshan said again, he can easily use the power of the laws. He doesn't care about the title of immortal. Could it be that he is the legendary being who can kill immortals in an instant? When the old man heard this, he felt that it was true. Lin Bao actually found such a powerful master. I wonder if he would accept me as a disciple if I go to apprentice now. Feeling the admiring gazes around me, I couldn't help but indulge in it. It's not in vain that I've seen all kinds of cool slow-motion scenes. This pretending is really cool. It's a pity that pretending doesn't earn domain value. Otherwise, I could dominate the continent immediately. After receiving my feedback, the system successfully upgraded to version 3.0 and unlocked a brand new function, True Immortal Solution to the Tao. just at the moment of my success. Lin Hai and the others also smelled an unusual fragrance. This scent successfully attracted Bull and the Fox Demon Sister. As the person involved, I secretly thought it was not good. How did the seal of the eternal life body in my body disappear? Before I could think about how to solve it, the people behind me had already rushed towards me, seemingly wanting to fry and stew me. I didn't have much time to think about the sudden rampage of these people. I directly raised my hand and suppressed them, and above their heads, a huge ball of light appeared out of thin air and pressed down on them. After seeing them fall, I breathed a sigh of relief. How did the prohibition disappear after this level of upgrade? What should I do now? At this time, the system also revealed the new function, True Immortal's simplified solution. I am the immortal. My words and actions embody the true meaning of the immortal's way, containing the truths of the great Tao. Looking at the explosive introduction on the panel, I appeared somewhat hesitant. Let's give it a try first then. At this moment, the system reminded me once again, True Immortal's solution to the Tao. It can cover the host's body with immortal charm. Not only can it conceal appearance, it can also hide the aura of the eternal life body. Seeing this explanation, I was at a loss for words. Why didn't you mention this good thing earlier? Saying that, I directly used it, but after using it, there was no change. You say it changed. There really isn't much difference. You say it didn't change. It seems to have gained an additional 50 cents worth of special effects. Regarding my question, the system directly shifted the blame and let me develop it on my own, seemingly to compensate for my injured heart. It gave me a package of salted fish. As soon as I heard that there was a gift package to open, I didn't care if it was salted fish or not. After all, products from the system are always top-notch. After opening the gift package, I obtained a new function, Mirror Flowers and Moon Reflections, and received a function experience card, Eternal Existence of the Immortal's Way, and it was stated that it can only be used once. Looking at the experience cards in front of me, I couldn't help but wonder, can only be used once? Seeing my dumbfounded expression, the considerate system explained, with this card, mortals can be transformed into immortals. When I heard that there was such a good thing, I asked, then what would happen if I used it on myself? As expected, Dad's system immediately poured cold water on me. The eternal existence of the immortal's way can only be used on objects. The host is not an object. Then I continued to ask, what if I use it on the invincible domain? After the domain expands, will this thing expand with it? But Dad's system, apparently, he started another money-making scheme. It reminded me that as long as I spend 5,000 domain value points, it can expand along with the invincible domain and unlock new gameplay. When I heard there was new gameplay, I couldn't help but feel excited. Why not invest a little and give it a try? After successfully unlocking it, the eternal existence of the immortal's way also became a permanent function. Within the domain, it transformed into an emperor. As long as one cultivates in the invincible domain, even trash can become immortals. Just at this moment, there was movement from the pool behind me. A golden-haired and green-eyed little loli emerged from the water. Looking at the little loli in front of me, I couldn't help but be stunned. After a while, Lin Hai and the others also woke up. Looking around at everything, the old man's eyes widened even more. This is immortal energy, and that golden-haired, green-eyed little loli. Naturally, it was the little spirit I transformed using spirit grass a while ago. Feeling great, I was lying on the Fox Demon Sister's body at the moment, feeling the beauty of this moment. Lin Hai and the others not far away also recognized it. This is a spirit grass spirit transformation. Seeing the dreamlike scene in front of Lin Qingshan, he couldn't help but ask Lin Hai, didn't we just take a nap? How did we directly ascend to the immortal realm? And old Hai, being somewhat knowledgeable, we should still be in the immortal temple. All this in front of us is probably the work of that senior. Upon hearing this, Lin Qingshan immediately held old Hai in his arms, seeking that sense of security. Old Hai also told the story of the legendary horizontal strike immortal, who, tens of thousands of years ago, turned the upper realm upside down. An extremely extraordinary existence. I'm afraid the senior in front of us is that person. As long as we have this senior, we no longer need to fear the immortals. At that time, my nine-sword sect. Before finishing the sentence, Lin Qingshan, in excitement, grabbed old Hai's beard. But, isn't this horizontal strike immortal really going to help us? And old Hai, being pulled and feeling pain, yelled, let go, you idiot. Look at the relationship between the senior and Lin Bao. As long as we don't hold him back, will he ignore us? In an instant, Lin Qingshan suddenly realized, whispered, now that the skeleton sect is without a leader, we might as well offer ourselves to the senior, and cling to his thigh. Old Hai also agreed, saying, I've been in this martial world for so many years, this is definitely a rare opportunity. If we don't seize it now, we may never get the chance to cling to a thigh. Lin Qingshan bowed to me. Seeing this, I also stopped pinching little Ban's face, and Lin Qingshan also bowed and said, "Sorry for the disturbance. We should leave now. We have offended many before. Please forgive us, Senior. We will also trouble Senior in the future." Seeing their sincere attitude, I smiled and said, it's all right. You guys should come often in the future." Then I remembered one more thing. If that immortal causes trouble for you, please make sure to have him come to me. Hearing my concern for them, Lin Qingshan's heart warmed. Senior is indeed a good person. He is willing to go against the immortals for us. And in my mind, I also thought, a powerhouse at that level must have a lot of domain value. And then Lin Qingshan said, "Senior, rest assured, my 9-sword sect will never hold you back. Please wait for our news, Senior." After saying that, he turned his head and said to Lin Bao, "Lin Bao, you must listen to Senior's words carefully. Even if something happens, it will be a great opportunity for you." Seeing this scene, I was even more confused. The sudden change was too big. At this moment, little Ban beside me suddenly fainted. I grabbed little Ban and shook her, trying to wake her up. After several attempts, little Ban's body suddenly emitted light, followed by a shrinking of her figure. Once again, she became the size of a palm. This shocked me to the core. Facing the suddenly diminished little Ban, I panicked and brought her to the side of the fox demon girl. After all, she has lived for hundreds of years and knows much more than me. A big shot who only knows how to show off. After a thorough examination by the fox demon girl, she also suddenly realized, and said to me, "Master, don't worry, she has embarked on the path of the demon now." Seeing my puzzled look, she continued, "Initially, the transformation from a plant form to a spirit does not count as demon. To become a true demon, she needs to absorb the essence of the sun and moon to embark on the demon path. When I first embarked on the demon path, it took me several years, and I was hailed as a genius in the Celestial Fox Ancient clan. But little Ban only took one day. Her talent is probably already surpassing the 9th rank. She possesses the qualifications of an unparalleled genius. But now, little Ban can't maintain her form. She has just stepped onto the demon path. It's not due to a lack of cultivation techniques, which leads to the inability to control her spiritual energy. If there is a suitable cultivation technique, little Ban can control her spiritual energy, and her body won't suddenly shrink. There will also be new changes in her appearance. Hearing this, my mind couldn't help but imagine that scene. A golden-haired, blue-eyed little loli calling me daddy, and transmitting a healing smile to me every day. The more I thought about it, the more excited I became. My old face couldn't help but turn red. This is just too amazing. Then I turned to the fox demon girl and said, "Aren't you the demon king? Your cultivation technique is very suitable for her. You are the subordinate I trust the most. I'll leave the task of imparting the cultivation technique to you." Upon hearing that I trust her the most, the fox demon girl blushed instantly. In her mind, she kept imagining things that I, such a powerful person, could have personally taught her. But now, she was entrusted with such an important task. After a while of imagining, the fox demon girl said, "I will pass the test. I'll take little Ban back to our clan. I will make sure she has her own cultivation technique. I won't let you down, Master." By then, little Ban might even become your capable assistant. In her heart, she couldn't help but think, the clan will surely be overjoyed as well. I have brought such a great support to the family. Although I don't know how much the fox demon girl has imagined in her mind, as long as she can make little Ban become what I imagine, it's fine. And I said solemnly, "I entrust my future happiness to you." Watching the fox demon girl's figure disappear into the distance, I bid farewell with tears. "Go quickly and come back quickly. I'll be waiting here for your good news." Seeing them disappear into the sky, the scene suddenly became desolate. It feels strange without the girls. Bull deeply agreed with this as well. But then Bull immediately gave me a seductive look. "Master, aren't I still here, old Bull?" I was taken aback by Bull's sudden attack, and was immediately knocked down. Bull saw my resistance, and excitedly said, "I know many fun tricks." Under Bull's strong attack, my desperate cries echoed, "You better stop, or I'll stew you in a hot pot." Lin Bao, who was watching the scene, also showed indescribable expressions. A few days later, I saw a giant python with its blood-filled mouth wide open, biting towards my head. After one bite, my figure also turned into holy light and dissipated, and I was infuriated in the courtyard. My clones were killed by that snake twice. Damn it. One day I will personally peel off its skin. Immediately, I instructed Lin Bao, "Today, as your master, I want to eat snake soup." Lin Bao immediately responded and quickly caught one for me. As for my clones, they are the illusory figures in the gift package of salted fish. The more domain value, the more powerful the clones. Controlling the clones is like wearing VR glasses to watch a movie. Killing the clones won't affect my true self. And now, with all my assets combined, I can only exchange for a nascent Soul Realm clone. I'm so poor. When will those immortals come? Even the landlord's house has run out of food. just as Lin Bao was preparing to make a feast of snake soup for me. Suddenly, she became alert and looked behind her, and I also sensed it. It seemed like a super large experience pack had entered my domain. I was originally worried about not having enough domain value, but unexpectedly, it came to me. But the next moment, a crisp knocking sound suddenly echoed. "Is anyone there, please?" Upon hearing this polite greeting, both Lin Bao and I were stunned. Do the great demons these days have such manners? As the words fell, a pair of delicate jade legs came into view, and a beautiful fairy-like woman stood hesitantly at the door. "Is Chin-chan on here, please?" Looking at the stunning beauty in front of me, my blood couldn't help but surge. Is this how beautiful women come knocking on the door? Although Lin Bao is also a girl, she couldn't help but be attracted by her appearance. She's so beautiful. Love her, love her. And at this moment, the first thing to do is, of course, to leave a good impression on this beauty. I instantly changed my appearance. Even the background wall turned into a lovely pink. "I am 9 and you are 3. Hello, I am Chin-chan." But the beautiful woman in front of me apparently wasn't captivated by my handsome entrance, and instead, she softly said, "Senior, I am by you from the Heavenly Demon Ancient Fox Clan. Under the request of the Red-Clothed Sister, there is something I need to inform Senior." Upon hearing the words Fox Demon Girl, I suddenly had a bad premonition. Then, Baiyu directly said, "The Red-Clothed Sister has been imprisoned." Upon hearing this, my face couldn't help but darken. As for the Nine-Sword Sect, it's in chaos, with corpses strewn all over the place. Lin Hai on that day looked at the sky in despair. "It's over, it's all over. If there was only one immortal coming to the mortal realm, as the horizontal strike immortal, he could handle it alone. But now, there are 12 immortals from the higher realm and the mortal realm, and the leader is the patriarch of the skeleton sect." He had a terrifying expression, staring at Lin Hai below. "Where is the holy immortal sword?" Along with his questioning, an extremely terrifying pressure suddenly appeared out of thin air, pressing down on everyone from the Nine-Sword Sect. Although facing the disaster of annihilation, Lin Hai still didn't betray me in the slightest. Gritting his teeth, he said, "I don't know anything." One of the 12 immortals directly approached. "Old ghost, stop wasting time. Just search his soul directly." Then, Lin Hai had no resistance. He was grabbed by the long-haired man, and his soul was searched. Soul searching is an evil method. Lightly, the person being searched becomes an idiot. Heavily, they die. After a burst of light, the long-haired man learned everything he wanted to know. The sinister laughter immediately followed. Unexpectedly, in this mortal realm, there is actually the legendary horizontal strike immortal. After saying that, he casually flicked Lin Hai away. Another lackey followed suit. With lingering fear, he said, "The horizontal strike immortal disappeared tens of thousands of years ago. How could there be such a terrifying existence in this mortal realm?" However, the long-haired lackey didn't take it seriously. "There is one in this mortal realm, and the holy immortal sword we are looking for is in his hands." The patriarch of the skeleton sect sneered disdainfully. "What is there to fear? In this mortal realm, could there be anyone who can oppose us? It's just a horizontal strike immortal. Even if they encounter the 12 of us immortals, they will only meet their death. Even if there is someone, they are probably just some mountain villagers pretending to be. Let's go. It's time to take back the holy immortal sword." After reading Lin Hai's memories, the long-haired lackey learned my location. He immediately rushed to the forefront. "Let's go. Let's meet that horizontal strike immortal." At the holy land of the Celestial Fox Ancient Clan, a charming and beautiful woman couldn't help but look into the distance. Such a strong celestial aura. It seems that an immortal has descended to the mortal realm. This person is the leader of the Fox Demon Clan, Ning Shu. At this moment, a purple-haired little fox demon spoke to Ning Shu. "Grandma, Red-Clothed and Little Band still refuse to stay in the clan. We have intercepted them, but Red-Clothed wants to see you." Then, with confusion, she asked, "Grandma, why did we have to keep that demonic plant? Clearly, she has no cultivation at all." Upon hearing this, Ning Shu glanced at the little fox demon. "What do you know?" Although she currently has no cultivation, her talent has surpassed the 9th rank. She is an extremely abnormal existence among the demon clan, and her demon body origin is just an ordinary Platycodon grandiflorus plant. Upon hearing Ning Shu's explanation, the purple-haired girl was also taken aback. "How is that possible?" Ning Shu continued. "You see, although she has no cultivation now, once she starts practicing, her progress will be incredibly fast. She will be able to ascend to immortality in no time, and we will have a powerful ally for the development of our clan. It is a great benefit with no harm." After listening to Ning Shu's explanation, the purple-haired girl said, "I see." Ning Shu didn't waste any more words, and directly said, "All right, go meet that traitor in the dungeon of the Fox Demon Clan. Our Fox Demon Girl is bound by iron chains to an iron pillar, while Little Band is suspended by iron chains, swinging back and forth." At this moment, footsteps could be heard coming from upstairs. The Fox Demon Girl looked at the person in front of her, and couldn't help but blurt out, Grandma. Ning Shu looked at the pitiful red-clothed in front of her without a trace of pity, and coldly said, "Red-clothed, are you still unwilling to stay in the clan?" In response to the clan leader's question, the fox demon girl still refused to relent, and said, "I came this time with my master's mission. If you don't want little band to observe our techniques, please let us leave." The small lackeys behind heard and mocked. As a talented member of the heavenly demon ancient fox lineage, to actually recognize a lowly human as their master. Humans are simply unworthy of being our masters. Don't persist in your delusion anymore. The fox demon girl could tolerate being insulted, but to insult her along with her master was too much. Her spiritual energy instantly erupted, releasing a powerful oppressive force in all directions. But such power was still insufficient in Ning Shu's eyes. With a wave of her hand, she quelled everything. The small lackeys behind her were saved as a result. Seeing the fox demon girl's refusal to show respect, Ning Shu's expression turned cold. "If you persist in your delusion, don't blame me for showing no mercy." But the fox demon girl continued to speak of my legend, and then she continued to persuade Ning Shu, "Please believe me, Grandma, as long as we befriend our master, the benefits it will bring to our heavenly demon ancient fox clan will be plentiful and without harm." Hearing the fox demon girl's ridiculous words, Ning Shu became even more disdainful. "How can you rely on what you say about your master? Can he withstand the descent of an immortal? At most, he's just like me, at the peak of the nascent divinity stage. Now that an immortal has descended, as long as that immortal treasure is still in his hands, the immortal will eventually find him, and then he will not escape death." Ning Shu turned around without looking back and left, warning, "Who knows? Perhaps you'll have to thank me later for binding you here and letting you escape calamity." The fox demon girl, unable to communicate, pondered how to escape. On the side of the celestial temple, Bayu also keenly felt the power emanating from the immortal and was filled with panic. Thinking about how to escape from me, she prepared to speak to me, but she happened to see my gloomy face, and Bayu couldn't help but think, so the senior also sensed that pressure, which is why he looks so gloomy. As for me, how could I be concerned about those few experience packs at this moment? In a cold voice, I said, "Your heavenly demon ancient fox clan is truly audacious, to dare imprison even this lord's people. You're truly seeking death." Hearing this, Bayu was also stunned. Unexpectedly, in such a critical situation, the senior was still concerned about the imprisoned red cloth and little Ban. Unable to bear it any longer, I pounded the ground in frustration. "Bayu, go tell that so-called grandma, if red cloth and little Ban are not released within 3 days, then just wait for death." In this day and age, do these lackeys not even regard immortals as anything? Under my pressure, Bayu also became fearful and reluctantly agreed, while reminding me, "Senior, now that an immortal has descended, shouldn't you find a place to hide?" I disdainfully dismissed Bayu's reminder. "Is the immortal strong? This lord has been waiting for them for a long time. After all, it's not every day you come across a good opportunity to exploit." In the sky, lightning flashed and thundered incessantly, as if doomsday had arrived. The demons and monsters of the 10,000 mountains all knelt on the spot, trembling uncontrollably. The small lackeys of the heavenly demon ancient fox clan also looked fearfully toward the sky. It has been thousands of years since an immortal descended to the 10,000 mountains. What is the purpose of this immortal? As for Ning Shu, the demon empress, she was now fully focused and denied the words of the small lackeys. "It's not just one immortal, but 12 immortals. This is something that hasn't happened in thousands of years," Ning Shu casually explained to the small lackeys. "In the flying immortal mountain, there is an unknown cultivator who took advantage of his own strength to steal an immortal treasure, causing a great calamity. This time, he's doomed." And then Ning Shu couldn't help but feel fortunate. "Luckily, I made the right choice. Fortunately, the purpose of this immortal's visit is only for the immortal treasure. If I hadn't imprisoned Red Cloth and Little Ban, they would be in great danger." After that, including Ning Shu, the few lackeys, they all showed mocking smiles. "Watch carefully and learn well. It's rare for an immortal to take action. Let's see how this brat can defend himself." And those 12 immortals, they have already reached the range of the immortal temple. But what surprised them was, there was actually immortal energy within this small temple. One of them even pointed to the temple and said, "Look, that's immortal script, immortal energy, and a resplendent youth immortal tree that has already borne fruit." Seeing such a treasure land, everyone's faces were filled with joyous smiles, and the leading old man with long beard, greedy, said, "This immortal land must be taken back to the Xuanwu immortal territory. If we have this immortal land, our cultivation will advance by leaps and bounds." Meanwhile, I was observing the incoming people outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. A total of 12 immortals. These are all domain value. Ah, it seems I'm about to become a real wealthy landowner. But Lin Bao didn't think so. She trembled uncontrollably. 12 immortals, and our brave bull was equally afraid, but he didn't show any signs of retreat. Lin Bao couldn't hold back either. He directly took shelter in my arms. seeing them so cautious. I smirked. With me here, what is there to fear? Just then, a heavy object smashed onto my floor tiles. At that moment, my floor tiles felt pain for 3 seconds. After the dust settled, Bull looked at the things that appeared in front of him and stammered, "Isn't that the old man from before?" Lin Bao followed his gaze and trembled uncontrollably. "Grandpa Hai," from high above, the voices of the small lackeys also came. "Kid, you're the horizontal strike immortal." Seeing that they were implicating innocent people, I couldn't help but grow cold. "If you want the sword, come at me. What's the point of involving innocent people?" When the old man heard that I dared to question him, he couldn't help but get angry. "Even the ants in the mortal realm dare to question us?" The woman behind him chuckled and said, "The 9-sword sect ants that don't listen, they've already gone to meet Jesus." "Ha." The long-haired lackey also spoke up. "What's the point of talking? Just kill him directly. Take back the holy sword immediately, and report back to the immortal lord." Soon, a fierce battle was about to begin. Suddenly, a golden light burst forth from my territory, directly attacking the 12 lackeys, but the leading man casually blocked it, sending the golden strike flying. The golden-haired woman among the lackeys shouted sternly, "You're quite audacious," and the person who unleashed the strike was naturally Lin Bao, who possessed the immortal sword. The golden-haired woman instantly recognized that the holy immortal sword was in Lin Bao's hands. Seeing that the holy immortal sword was actually being wielded by a mere golden core realm cultivator, the leading old man was furious. "The immortal lord's sword. How dare a lowly ant like you use it? You're seeking death." Then the old man transformed into a huge skeleton and unleashed a deadly strike at Lin Bao. Under this immense pressure, Lin Bao was so scared that he couldn't move. Seeing the situation, I knew it was time to show off. I suddenly leaped out and stood in front of Lin Bao. My palm became a blade, slashing at the huge skeleton. In an instant, golden light flashed, and the huge skeleton was directly chopped down. Indeed, when it comes to showing off, it must be me. Then I spoke arrogantly to the group of lackeys. "You dare touch my disciple?" But these 12 lackeys didn't take it seriously at all. They mocked one after another. "Old man, old ghost, you've become weaker. Can't even kill a mortal ant." Just then, the old ghost snorted. "I only used 1/10 of my power just now." Although he said this to save face, he still realized rationally that if this kid could withstand my attack, he must have some hidden card. Let's not underestimate him. But the long-haired man beside him didn't pay attention at all, still smugly said, "There are more of us. Crushing him will be easy." Suddenly, the sound of a sword falling to the ground, and Lin Bao behind me wailed in grief, "Master, my father is gone. The 9-sword sect is gone too." These cries of sadness, deep to the bone, struck my heart. I turned around and gently wiped away Lin Bao's tears. "Disciple, don't cry. Your master will always protect you by your side." After everything was done, I picked up the immortal sword from the ground. Under my blessing, the power of the holy immortal sword increased by an unknown amount. So, I looked up towards the sky. Lin Bao watched closely. "Today, as your master, I will avenge you." Seeing my serious expression, the 12 lackeys in the air laughed incessantly, as if they heard the most amusing joke in the world. "Kid, who gave you the courage to speak such words to me? To kill me? Ha! With just a spit, I can kill you." One of the sweet women even said, "The immortal lord is getting impatient. Better retrieve the holy immortal sword soon. As for this kid, I'll reclaim the immortal sword and kill him." The other lackeys expressed their agreement and chanted together to retrieve the holy immortal sword. After a minute, these 12 lackeys looked down in confusion. It seemed like nothing had happened. The lackeys who realized what was going on opened their mouths in astonishment. Why is the holy immortal sword not responding? This is the incantation personally taught by the immortal lord. It should work as long as the distance is close enough. How could the immortal sword not respond? Is it because the distance is not close enough? So, these 12 individuals flew into my domain range. And then, the woman who didn't believe it tried again, but the result was still no response. After being slapped in the face several times, these people seemed to have realized the reality. Could it be that this kid has used some unspeakable means to control the immortal sword? And I, looking at the immortal sword in my hand, reasonably said, "If you want to go back, I won't stop you." The immortal sword trembled frantically, seemingly afraid that I would abandon it at any moment. The lackeys in the air saw this and exploded in anger. "Let me go, you damn dog." The girl next to them stopped them. "This person is very strange. Let me probe first." Then, with a series of movements, countless thunder tribulations appear out of thin air. The girl proudly said, "The heavenly thunder is a law of the mortal world. The trash of the mortal world cannot resist the heavenly path in the end." let me use this move to annihilate him. Retrieve the immortal sword. After the girl cast her spell, the thunder tribulations of the heavenly path converged. Accompanied by an unparalleled aura of destruction, they officially made their appearance, the newly appointed heavenly path. At this moment, still unaware of the despair it would face, was happy to be summoned. With the girl's movements, the thunder tribulation struck towards my direction, and the thunder tribulation itself cheered and soared. I love striking people the most. Let me see, who's the unlucky one this time? Just as the thunder tribulation was about to strike me, it suddenly recognized my figure. The fear from that day rushed back into my heart. The thunder tribulation unexpectedly stopped in midair. Damn it, why is it him again? Immediately, it turned around and rushed back in the direction it came from. Today, whoever loves to strike will strike. I won't strike anymore. Goodbye, idiot. The long-haired girl was also dumbfounded. Why is the heavenly path cursing now? Seeing the embarrassed look of the little girl, I couldn't help but laugh. Is this it? I can't believe it. Little girl, are you socially awkward even as an immortal? You guys seem so powerful, but in reality, you're just so small. Hearing my mockery, the 12 immortals in the air were infuriated, eyes filled with rage, as if they had never experienced such humiliation in their thousands or tens of thousands of years of existence. Immediately, these 12 lackeys moved in an instant, filled with boundless killing intent. It came rushing towards me. Seeing the 12 immortals rushing to their own deaths, I couldn't help but laugh. Oh, not bad. It's a 12p after all. Then I swung my great sword and swept it towards them, not forgetting to kindly remind them, my sword is big, you'll have to endure a bit. Seeing my impending strike, the long-haired man was the first to react, shouting loudly, this person is not ordinary. Quick, run! Hearing this, the 12 immortals who had just been proud and arrogant, scattered and fled in all directions. There was no trace of their immortal appearance anymore. The small lackeys who narrowly escaped expressed their lingering fear. Thank goodness we managed to avoid that sword. Otherwise, before they could finish their sentence, they were interrupted by a girl beside them. Pointing in my direction, she said, look, everyone. The gazes of the crowd turned towards the direction the girl was pointing, only to see a huge rift tearing through the heavens and earth. At the spot where I had struck just moments ago, the trembling girl continued, even as beings of the upper realm, immortals, we cannot create a spatial rift that tears through the heavens and earth, but this boy before us has done it. The man with long hair twitched his mouth. Stuttering, he said, how is that possible? The leader himself is well aware of the power of that strike, sweating profusely in fear. This can only be accomplished by someone who has surpassed the laws of the 9 provinces continent, and this boy did it with just one strike. The other immortals also lost their composure, panicking like children, while the green-haired chubby guy noticed my actions, shouting loudly. As the one who caused the rift, I curiously reached my hand into it, splitting open such a huge hole. What if I can't repair it? Will I have to pay for it? But my actions caused even more cold sweat to run down the immortals' faces. What is this guy doing? That's the power of space destruction that even the Lord himself fears. Is he touching it so directly? Isn't he seeking death? The man with long hair couldn't help but curse. Is this the point? Isn't the point that this guy is completely unaffected? After a while, the enormous rift unexpectedly started closing up little by little. Seeing this, I felt a bit disappointed. I had planned to exploit the space I destroyed and extort a reward from the system, but somehow, I faintly heard a sigh from the system. After the space had completely healed, I looked towards the 12 domain values. Sensing something, these 12 individuals also showed signs of retreat, but how could I let them succeed? With an excited expression, I said to them, are you prepared to be crushed by me? In the end, fear overcame their rationality, and these 12 individuals gathered their courage once again, shouting slogans together, encouraging each other as they continued to charge towards me. Seeing the 12 individuals rushing towards me, I couldn't help but laugh softly, calling out, stop! As soon as the words fell, these 12 immortals froze in place. All their momentum came to a halt. On each of their faces, there was an unquestionable expression, but the man with long hair and the leader had some understanding. Trembling, they said, laws. This is the power of laws. We're done for now. As for me, I didn't feel much. After all, they were the domain values I had obtained. Instead, I reached out and patted Lin Bao's head. Good disciple, watch closely. See how I kill the enemies who killed your father and high grandfather. Feeling the danger of death, these 12 individuals also lost their composure, daring to talk tough even at the brink of death, threatening me. But their threats sounded more like they were continuously providing me with domain values. Hearing this, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. That's great. Hurry up and let your so-called immortal lord or immortal king come and find me. If he dares to come, I'll send all of you to meet under the 9 springs. Seeing my fearless and mocking expression, these 12 immortals completely lost their composure. Regretful tears seemed ready to burst forth. But I don't have any fondness for these old things, I said immediately. Even the heavenly Tao of the lower realm is a coward. He doesn't dare to deal with you. I'll take care of it. I will be the one to bring justice to the innocent people killed by the 9-sword sect in this world. And each of the 12 immortals was engulfed in flames, burning together with the evil they committed. Bull and Qiu Qiantu, who were beside me, were also speechless with astonishment, looking at the flames illuminating the sky. I turned to Lin Bao and said, "Watch carefully, work hard to cultivate and become stronger. Don't disappoint the expectations of your father and the others." At this moment, it seemed like she had grown up a lot, without tears, without noise, just quietly nodding. The heavenly demon ancient fox sect watched this live broadcast from a distance. The mocking voices disappeared without a trace. Ning Shu, the demon emperor, trembled uncontrollably when he saw the flames in the image before her. Even from 100,000 miles away, she could feel the scorching heat of the flames. She said, "The flames that can burn immortals are no ordinary flames. They are celestial flames, divine flames." Also until this moment, she realized how wrong her decision was. After my manipulation with the divine fire, those immortals, one by one, were refined into medicinal pills by me, achieving maximum resource utilization. Even immortalization as pills is a fitting end for them. Otherwise, their deaths would be too wasteful. But I quickly noticed something was amiss. With just a glance from me, Ning Shu, the demon emperor's spying technique instantly shattered, along with their hearts, shattered to the bottom of the valley. Ning Shu couldn't stop trembling as she said, "One sword repelled the immortal, one scolding dismissed the immortal. With just a thought, he slaughtered 12 immortals. Is this the master that the red-robed person mentioned? The immortals all died by his hands. Then what is my cultivation in the transcendence realm worth?" Ning Shu, becoming more and more fearful, suddenly thought, "I actually imprisoned the red-robed person and little Ban as well. This act of great defiance is no different from seeking death. Now it's completely over." Baiyu also returned at this moment, and she said to Ning Shu, "Grandmother, the senior requests her to send back the red-robed person and little Ban to Flying Immortal Mountain within 3 days. The already half-dead Ning Shu panically said, Send. Apart from sending them back, today we also need to apologize to the senior. I hope the senior will be generous and not casually annihilate our heavenly demon ancient fox clan." After retrieving the immortal pills, I looked puzzledly at the sky. I always feel like I've been spied on lately. Have there been more little fans? At this moment, Ball, the loyal follower, came rushing towards me. "All 12 immortals are actually dead. Master is simply incredibly strong." Bull, with shining eyes, exclaimed on the side, directly refining the immortals into immortal pills. "This is too awesome, the eternal god of the young master." But I didn't care about their bragging towards me. I was too excited, holding the immortal pills in my arms. From now on, just call me the rich tycoon. But soon I realized, what about my domain value? Why is there no prompt this time? Where did my domain value go? System, come out. Did you secretly take my domain value for yourself? The system, startled by my sudden outburst, quickly came out to explain, "Domain value is being acquired. Due to the large value, it cannot be loaded immediately. Please wait." Host, seeing the system's explanation, I couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. I thought for a moment that this darn thing had the intention of embezzling my domain value and had made off with the money. After everything was resolved, Lin Bao threw himself into my arms, pretending to remain calm, but unable to hold on any longer at this moment. Tears streamed down her face, and she choked out, "Thank you, master." Seeing Lin Bao crying in my arms, my sense of guilt intensified. After all, everything was because of me, and I had decided to confess everything. Then I said to Lin Bao, "Actually, I have been hiding something, but I'm not sure of the outcome yet, so I don't know if I should tell you. You should rest for now. Later, I'll have Bull take you back to the 9-sword sect to see." Bull, after witnessing my power to instantly slay an immortal, couldn't help but become even more respectful. He no longer dared to tarnish my innocence by force, and considerately brewed tea for me using water from the year 1982. Just as I was about to savor the tea from 1982, knocking sounds came from outside the door, and 2 perfectly proportioned beauties walked in. It was Ning Shu, accompanied by Baiyu, who came to apologize. After some explanations, Ning Shu couldn't help but think, "I am the master of the red robe, and with the red robe present, they should spare us for the sake of the red robe's reputation. Besides, I am merely imprisoning them, without any intention to harm them. Moreover, we have immortals in our realm as well, so it shouldn't come to a complete disaster for us." However, at this moment, it was my personal display of arrogance. I frowned, and fiercely shouted, "Take a seat." In an instant, my domineering aura radiated from my entire body, and Ningxu couldn't withstand this pressure. She fell to her knees with a thud, feeling the overwhelming power of my dominance. Ningxu was dumbfounded. Is this the power capable of slaying immortals? Merely a slight pressure is enough to suppress my nascent divinity. If the senior wanted to kill me, a mere breath would suffice. But my show of arrogance didn't stop there. I coldly said, Ningxu, you are the ruler with the greatest authority within 100,000 mountains, and you have earned the love and respect of countless fellow clansmen along the way. You are extremely protective of your people. So, you're quite brave, huh? Upon hearing this, Ningxu hurriedly said, I'm willing to apologize with my life. Please spare my clansmen from any harm, senior. Baiyu, in a nervous tone, exclaimed, No, please don't. Grandma, you can't die. Immediately, Baiyu knelt down in front of me. Senior, I beg you, spare my grandmother. If you don't mind, Baiyu is willing to do anything for you. Upon hearing this, I couldn't help but feel a bit moved. Then, Baiyu turned to Ningxu and said, Baiyu has made up her mind. Moreover, it would be an honor for Baiyu to die by Senior's hands. Seeing their sympathetic expressions, I suddenly realized the value of having more friends and fewer enemies. So, I stood up and looked at Baiyu. If I spare your grandmother and the heavenly demon ancient fox clan, can I do anything to you? Baiyu nodded affirmatively, and then, with a smirk on my face, I walked around Baiyu from behind. Let me see your sincerity then. While Baiyu was still puzzled, I raised my hand and struck her buttocks hard with a stick, causing Baiyu to cry out in pain. With the first strike as a starting point, a series of consecutive strikes followed, accompanied by Baiyu's uncontrollable screams. After a round of beating, Baiyu reached an unprecedented peak of pain, and her expression gradually became twisted, as if she was immersed in it. Ningxu, witnessing her clansmen enduring such humiliation right before her eyes, felt a piercing pain in her chest. Ningxu once again began to speculate about my intentions. This person never cared about our background from the beginning. In his eyes, we are nothing more than a group of insignificant clowns. Observing my sinister appearance, Ningxu finally realized that he never intended to kill us from the start, but rather slowly trampled upon our dignity. Those 12 immortals will be our fate. This person is truly a demon. Although I don't know what Ningxu is thinking, I'm thoroughly enjoying myself now. Spanking a girl's buttocks. It's something I've never dared to imagine, but at least I helped her clear her meridians for free. Baiyu, you've gained something, I said. When Baiyu saw me stop, she couldn't help but say, You can strike harder. I can take it. Just as I was about to continue, Ningxu rushed forward, blocking Baiyu in front of her, and shouted, Senior, if there's any problem, come at me. Please don't harm Baiyu anymore. I can endure it too. I simply threw the stick aside and said, Alright, forget it. For the sake of the red robe, I'll let you off this time. Upon hearing my forgiveness, the two of them felt relieved and moved, apologizing to me in a charming and seductive manner. After enjoying this sight, I was in a great mood and took out a resplendent immortal fruit. The techniques in your group, Red Robe and Little Band, didn't watch in vain. Consider this resplendent immortal fruit as a reward for you. Meanwhile, Baiyu was still immersed in my training, blushing and remaining silent for a long time. Seeing the appearance of the two demons, I couldn't help but feel delighted. The ancestors were right, a slap followed by a sweet reward. My methods of taming demons are top-notch. Later, Ningxu took the opportunity to cozy up to me, clinging to my thigh. I casually responded to her and sent her away. After she left, Ningxu expressed concern about Baiyu's injuries. To her surprise, Baiyu blushed and said, After being whipped by Senior, my meridians feel much clearer. I wonder if Senior will punish me again next time. I'm actually looking forward to it. Ningxu was dumbfounded upon hearing the news. Could this child have been driven insane by the beating? I need to hurry back and find a clan doctor to check on her. All this pretending has exhausted me. Turns out, showing off isn't an easy task, but at least I've gained an assistant, and the domain value I've been eagerly waiting for has finally been credited at this moment. A total of 240,000 domain value. Damn it. I just got rich instantly. After receiving the full 240,000 domain value, my mind began to calculate how to spend it. Damn, this is like taking off directly. If I use it all to expand my invincible domain, that would be 2,400 meters. Just the thought of it is thrilling. Without hesitation, I raised my hand to let the system upgrade for me. But suddenly, I remembered that the system mentioned the possibility of upgrading to 4.0. The system promptly appeared and informed me that upgrading to 4.0 requires an additional condition: expanding the invincible domain to cover the entire Flying Immortal Mountain within a month, and obtaining the title of Master of Flying Immortal Mountain. If I fail, the conditions will be reissued. Seeing this outrageous condition, I couldn't help but feel speechless. To upgrade to 4.0, I have to become the Master of Flying Immortal Mountain first. This system is such a scam. I thought I was already on my way to prosperity, but now all my domain value is gone. and I can only cover 1/3 of the flying immortal mountain. Is this system playing with me? The further I go, the more absurd it gets. Completely dehumanizing, isn't it? The more I think about it, the angrier I become. So, without holding back, I directly struck a classic mocking pose. Don't think I have no temper, system. I won't upgrade to this version anymore. Little did I know, the system, seeing that I wasn't falling for it, took the initiative to seduce me. After obtaining the title of Master of Flying Immortal Mountain, you will have a chance to unlock the mythical realm. Seemingly afraid that I wouldn't understand, the system continued to explain that within the realm, there will also appear the techniques and divine weapons of legendary mythological figures. I immediately gave in, embracing my beloved system tightly. Oh, my lovely treasure, isn't it just the entire flying immortal mountain? For me, it's nothing. First, I'll use 190,000 to expand the system by thousands of meters. Without wasting any time, Daddy will get to work, and the range of my invincible domain successfully expanded to 2,023 meters, with 50,050 domain value remaining. In the moment of depleting my domain value, my body felt as if it had been emptied, and I weakly slumped on the sofa. It's like going back to the pre-liberation era. Domain value is simply not enough to spend. I wonder how things are going on the Nine Sword Sect's side. The things I gave them should be useful, right? The scene shifts to the Nine Sword Sect. Bull has already returned to the sect with Lin Bao. As Lin Bao looks at the bodies scattered on the ground, she rushes forward, shouting the names of her senior brothers. Before long, among the debris, Lin Bao sees a familiar figure. Father! Lin Bao's emotions instantly explode, but at that moment, the familiar voice comes from behind again. Lin Bao, don't cry, Father is here. As if to prove that he heard an illusion, Lin Bao immediately turns around to look, but standing in front of her are familiar faces. Everyone from the sect is safe and sound. Lin Qingshan even says with a smile, the senior's strength is indeed terrifying, single-handedly annihilating the 12 immortals. Lin Bao couldn't believe what he was hearing. If all of you are fine. Before she could finish her sentence, the scene behind her also turns into golden light and slowly dissipates. Lin Qingshan explains that it was fake, an illusion created by a symbol given to him by the senior. We were able to survive from the hands of the immortals, thanks to the senior's guidance. Afterward, Lin Qingshan tells Lin Bao about the memories of that day. After the senior called me over that day, I asked if there were any further instructions. Then the senior looked at me directly and said, I'm thinking about how to make you all die. After a brief moment of shock, I asked the senior directly, is it because you blame us for standing up and taking the lead for you? The senior waved his hand and told me the real reason. I saw the senior saying calmly, the first battle with the immortals might be against the Nine Sword Sect. The chances of you all being wiped out are very high. If they come directly to me, it's fine, but just in case, we need to take 2 measures in advance. The senior continued. Either the Nine Sword Sect, with all its members, moves to where the senior is and be protected by the senior, abandoning the sect's heritage, prioritizing saving everyone's lives, and finding an opportunity to rise again in the future. Then the senior took out a piece of paper from his pocket and introduced it to us as an illusion formation symbol, which can be used to create a false scene of death, to deceive the immortals. But the senior still advised us to choose the first option, because the senior was also concerned about the instability of the second option. But I directly declined the senior's kindness, as I couldn't abandon the sect to save our lives. Moreover, a great war with the skeleton sect will break out soon. Seeing this, the senior didn't insist on my decision, instead handed me the precious symbol in his hand, and earnestly instructed me that because of Lin Bao's relationship, I also have the responsibility to protect them. When saying goodbye, the senior said, if we safely overcome this disaster, we should light fireworks to let the senior know that we're safe. After listening to Lin Qingshan's account, Lin Bao bursts into tears. Master is truly wonderful. I love him so much. Lin Qingshan also didn't refute Lin Bao's affection as before, but continued to talk about the senior's righteousness. From the beginning, he was prepared to face the immortals alone, and gave us symbols to preserve our lives. In the cultivation world, it's a struggle for survival. Being able to know someone as compassionate and righteous as the senior is our honor. Now I even doubt if everything is under the senior's control. Otherwise, how could the calculations be so precise? But after this, both the upper realm and the lower realm won't be peaceful. Then, Lin Bao notices the Yuanshin in Lin Qingshan's hand. This is Grandfather Hai. How could Grandfather Hai end up like this? Lin Qingshan expresses some regret and says, your Grandfather Hai was afraid of being exposed by the immortals, so he took a chance to interact with them. But he didn't expect. Suddenly, Lin Qingshan's whole body gets agitated, his eyes wide open, and he quickly takes out a bamboo tube from his pocket, frantically saying, I forgot to inform the senior. I must quickly let the senior know that we're safe. From then on, a huge light and shadow, with my handsome image, appears in the distant mountains, illuminating everything around it. Seeing my handsome and imposing portrait, I can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. The people from the Nine Sword sect are still alive. Then I start to play around with my system, Daddy, which has developed 3 functions for the immortal Tao True Resolution. The first one is to hide the aura of the eternal life body. The second one is to conceal one's appearance. But after some clever thinking, I guess it should have an illusion function, considering that it might be similar to all living beings. I try to condense it into a symbol. I'm just not sure if its functions can still be used after bringing it into the invincible domain, but the fact proves that I made the right bet. The immortal Tao True Resolution can be attached to objects and used, not only in the invincible domain. Next, I'll test its other functions. Meanwhile, in the upper realm, the Xuanwu assembly is taking place. A group of beautiful ladies is gracefully dancing in the center of the dance floor. Meanwhile, the immortal lord whose immortal sword I took is drinking alone, feeling depressed. At this moment, his friend comes over and asks, "Why are you sitting alone in the corner, drinking sadly? Tell your brother what's bothering you, and your brother will help you." The holy martial immortal lord raises his bowl of wine, takes a hearty gulp, and tells the story of the lost immortal sword and the immortals he sent to retrieve it, only to be completely annihilated by me. Not mentioning it would have been better. Bringing up his own heartache has made him feel worse. Seeing his friend's furious appearance, the cold bright immortal lord quickly promises, "Isn't it just an insignificant ant? I'll take care of it for you. I happen to have a horizontal strike immortal under my command, whose strength is not suppressed by the 9 continents. I'll handle this matter. Within 3 days, I'll bring you that guy's head." Upon hearing his friend's assistance, the holy martial immortal lord can't help but smile and say, "Today, I must drink to my heart's content." Meanwhile, amidst the crowd's excitement, an immortal fairy with an arrogant demeanor makes her formal appearance. Her expression is beautiful, a rare beauty in the upper realm. However, the immortal woman complains, "It's so noisy here. I came to borrow a resplendent youth immortal tree. The resplendent youth immortal tree I planted has also reached maturity and has become a unique scenery in my courtyard. As for me, I'm enjoying a massage from Lin Bao inside the house. This is the true unfolding of a wonderful life." Under my guidance, Lin Bao's massage techniques have become more and more proficient. Having a beautiful female disciple is truly enjoyable. Then I ask Lin Bao, "Where did Bull go?" I still wanted to taste the tea from 82. Lin Bao explains, "He went to catch the Dragon Fire Turkey King. He said you've been tired recently and need some nourishment." On the side, Qiu Qiantu, seeing Lin Bao giving me a back and shoulder massage, feels full of envy and says with a hint of grievance, "Senior, I'm actually good at giving massages too, but how could I pay any attention to him? How can an old man's massage be as comfortable as a young girl's massage?" Outside the courtyard, Baiyu has been ordered to escort the girl in red back, but upon seeing the temple, the girl in red looks worried and says, "Not only did I fail to complete the master's mission during this trip, I also troubled the master to intervene. I'm afraid I'll face punishment later. Baiyu, it's better for you to leave early." Upon hearing about punishment, Bayu's face immediately turns red and nervously asks the girl in red, "Will there really be punishment?" Hearing Bayu's hopeful voice, the girl in red becomes puzzled and freezes in confusion. Seeing the bewildered look on the girl in red's face, Bayu quickly explains, "How could I bear to see my good sister being punished? I'll go with you." Upon hearing Bayu's kind intention, the girl in red's heart warms up even more. "You really are my good sister. If it weren't for our deep bond, I would have been worried about you having improper thoughts about the master." Bayu, blushing at the girl in red's words, denies, "How could that be?" Just as the two arrived outside my house, they heard indescribable sounds coming from me and Lin Bao. The girl in red couldn't calm down after hearing it and barged in directly, wanting to prove that she had misheard something. However, the scene that met her eyes was just a normal daily massage. Seeing the fox demon girl returning, I happily greeted her. It seems that I really like mature girls. At this point, the girl in red also realized her recklessness and quickly changed the subject, kneeling down and begging for punishment. As soon as Bayu heard the word punishment, she rushed to the girl in red and with a delighted expression, looked at me and said, "Senior, if there's any punishment, let it be me. Let me take the punishment for the girl in red." Seeing these two competing to be punished, I couldn't help but say speechlessly, "The world has changed. There are even people competing to be punished. This time, I won't punish anyone." Upon hearing that I won't punish her, the girl in red's sweet smile returns to her face. However, Bayu's reaction is completely opposite, as if the entire demon realm has lost millions. Seeing Bayu's expression, I come to the conclusion that I must take good care of such a soft and cute girl. I should never punish Bayu in the future. Then I took out an immoral pill and handed it to the girl in red. "Here's the pill for you. I'll do something nice for you another day." Seeing the immoral pill in her hand, the girl in red also excitedly accepted it. As for Bayou, she was still thinking about the punishment she had been longing for. She felt even more aggrieved and thought, "What should I do to experience that strange pleasure again?" After sending them away, I began to consider how to spend the remaining 50,000 domain values. Since I had some free time, I decided to create a clone to play around with in the courtyard. Suddenly, I remembered that an Immoral Realm clone only costs 30,000 domain values, which would allow me to freely roam the Moral Realm. Just thinking about it made me thrilled. That's it, the system appeared and, with a hefty cost of 30,000 domain values, created an Immortal Realm clone for me. When I saw the powerful clone in front of me, I couldn't wait to try it out. However, as soon as I connected with the clone, I couldn't adapt and immediately fainted. The dizziness from the overlapping images was unbearable. It would be better to switch to the clone's perspective. Once the clone took over, I closed my eyes and focused on operating it. As the clone activated, I instantly felt the unique power of a cultivator. It was incredibly strong. I felt like I could punch through 3 mountains with a single blow. However, I realized that my current strength was only based on cultivation and lacked the cool skills that others possessed. This wouldn't do. I had finally experienced this power, so I needed to show off a bit. After some contemplation, I started playing around with the system. I decided to learn 1 or 2 techniques. Even if the clone died, my main body could still gain domain value. The only downside was that I didn't have any cultivation techniques on hand. Suddenly, I came across a function that I had previously overlooked, Immortal Tao's true meaning. Its words and actions embody the truths of the Great Tao. Now that I have it, I can combine the cultivation techniques I saw in TV dramas and novels from my past life with the true meaning of Immortal Tao. Since the clone is a product of the system, it should be able to use the system's functions as well. I don't care anymore. Let me try the One Yang Finger, a technique that everyone in the 21st century knows. Once I calmed down, I fiercely performed that terrifying move in front of me. With a loud bang, the One Yang Finger blasts through the outer wall. It actually worked. The loud noise grabs the attention of the others. Seeing my successful execution of the technique, I happily shout, "The system is awesome." It was my narrow-mindedness. Now, let me broaden my horizons. I can start by teaching the techniques to Lin Bao, and my techniques are the first of their kind on the continent. Then, I can use this opportunity to lead people into the invincible realm. So, I shout, "Lin Bao, I've just comprehended numerous secret manuals for techniques, like the dragon subduing palm and the nining white bone claw." Lin Bao excitedly cries out, "I want to learn, I want to learn." Seeing her eagerness to learn everything at once, I appropriately reprimand her. Greed leads to inefficiency. This will be your first lesson. Let me teach you a sword technique. Listen carefully. The lone solitary sword and the heart technique of sword extermination. As I explain the technique, golden silhouettes of tiny people continuously materialize around Lin Bao. This scene surprises me as well. I didn't expect the true meaning of Immortal Tao to have a projection function. It's amazing. Looking at Lin Bao resonating with my explanation of the techniques, I realize she truly is my disciple. I need to continue my own learning. I can't let my disciple surpass me. Red Clothed and the others, witnessing me teaching Lin Bao the techniques, are extremely envious on the side. It's great to be the young master's disciple. Meanwhile, in the upper realm, the immortal woman is inquiring about the resplendent immortal tree. She turns to a lackey and says, "Soon, it will be the maturity period for the immortal fruits. I'll exchange 5 top-grade immortal stones for 1 resplendent immortal fruit. Are you willing?" The lackey looks at Yuchan Immortalzi with a lewd expression and replies, "I don't have any resplendent immortal fruits, but I know where the resplendent immortal tree is. The things you want are in the mortal realm." The saintly martial immortal, some time ago, used my immortal mirror to find someone who is also the owner of the resplendent immortal tree. Upon hearing the whereabouts of the tree, Yu Chan's face lights up with joy. In the following days, Lin Bao diligently practices my original lone solitary sword technique. Her strength and realm are rapidly increasing until she reaches the 9th level of the Golden Core realm. But as my top disciple, how could she possibly stop there? Before long, the aura of thunder tribulation gathers in the sky. Seeing the thunder tribulation that I haven't seen in a long time, I gaze over with some nostalgia. As I gaze at the Heavenly Tao, the Heavenly Tao also gazes at me. The only difference is that the Heavenly Tao is completely dumbfounded, unleashing a burst of angry cursing. Why is it this pair of wretched lovers again? Then the Heavenly Tao starts to act indifferently, muttering to itself, "Anyway, I can't defeat them. Just go through the motions and strike randomly," to the point where Lin Bao strikes a handsome pose. preparing to face the thunder tribulation. It seems as if nothing has happened, but she successfully advanced to the nascent soul realm. Immediately after, System Dad prompts, the host's disciple has broken through the nascent soul realm, rewarding 10,000 domain value. Upon hearing this excessively exaggerated amount of domain value, I question the system. 10,000 points? Are you bugged? Killing an immortal only gives me 20,000 points, but she successfully advanced to the nascent soul realm. In response to my inquiry, System Dad prepares an answer and adds, after the host reaches 3.0, each upgrade increases the realm by 100 times. After reaching 4.0, it increases by an additional 150 times. Upon hearing this explanation, I become even more angry and question the system. Why didn't you say it earlier? As for my question, the system simply shifts the blame onto me for not asking. Faced with such a cunning and clever System Dad, I am completely defeated. However, upon further thought, it's actually good news. I was worried about how to obtain so many domain values in a month, but now it seems that directly accepting disciples and helping them achieve breakthroughs in a short time is more beneficial. As a result, my gaze falls upon Baiyu, who is standing beside me. It wouldn't be a bad idea to accept Baiyu as well. Sensing my aggressive gaze, Baiyu blushes uncontrollably and asks, Senior, are you seeing through my inner thoughts and planning to take action against me? Just as I am about to speak those embarrassing words, System Dad suddenly appears and stops me. Host. After updating the system, as long as a breakthrough occurs within the invincible domain, whether it's the host's disciple or not, the host will receive domain value. However, for minor realm breakthroughs, it's only multiplied by 1, and for major realm breakthroughs, it's only multiplied by 10. I am infuriated by the system's interruption. Can this enhancement be the same thing? I can see that you don't want me to collect beautiful girls. Get lost. After beating up the system, Lin Bao comes running towards me excitedly. Master, I've broken through to the nascent soul realm. Although I already knew about Lin Bao's advancement to the nascent soul realm through the system, I still give Lin Bao a thumbs up to encourage her. If you ask me why, all I can say is that the joy of being a dad is unimaginable. Seeing how happy Lin Bao and I are, the girl in the red dress also speaks up, feeling resentful. I'm really envious of Miss Lin Bao. I wonder how far my cultivation will break through after taking the immortal elixir given by my master. During our conversation, a white light swiftly rushes towards the immortal temple. In an instant, it forcefully pierces into my forehead before I can even react to what it is. Countless pieces of information explosively burst into my mind. Seeing me in such a state, the people around me can't help but come forward to check on me with concern. Baiyu, seeing me recovering, anxiously reaches out to show her concern, while the girl in the red dress remains relatively calm, seizing the key point and directly asks what the white light was. However, I am already burning with anger at this moment and explain to them, this is a message from Brother Green Snake about the Eternal Life section. I must personally go to Cloud State. Seeing my furious appearance, the girl in the red dress also wants to accompany me, but I directly refuse her kindness and instruct them to take care of my physical body in the temple. After saying that, I soar into the sky. Meanwhile, in a certain place in the moral realm, a heavenly gate from the upper realm has long been open. The town beneath the gate is brightly lit but empty. In the center of the town, there is a figure radiating red light. A skinny and skeletal demon is seen devouring a human skull. In the mouth of the crimson demon, it mutters to itself, I've eaten all the cultivators in this city. Finally, I'm 3 parts full. Human cultivators are as delicious as ever, ha ha ha. And under his feet, there is a small mountain formed by human skulls. This demon is the green-haired ghost immortal sent from the upper realm. The ghost immortal looks ahead with an unsatisfied expression and mutters to himself, next, as long as I kill horizontal strike immortal Chinchanan and took away the immortal treasure within 3 days, when I return to the upper realm to report, I will truly become an upper immortal. I have been waiting for this moment for thousands of years. Then, with a forceful stomp, the ground collapses beneath his foot, and he rushes towards the direction of the 100,000 mountains. The shockwave created by that foot causes the land to tremble and shake violently, while an excited voice echoes through the heavens and earth. I'm coming to kill you, Chinchanan. Inside the immortal temple, the conversation between the girl in the red dress and Lin Bao can be heard. It's not until I give them instructions that they realize I've been controlling a clone these past few days. With this in mind, a bold idea arises in Lin Bao's heart. If Master is controlling the clone and doesn't have time to take care of his physical body, does it mean that no matter what we do to his physical body, Master won't know? Baiyu and the others also share the same thought and approach my physical body with caution. Unaware of all this, I am taken by surprise at this moment. I don't know how to fly, so I frantically wander in the air and accidentally crash into a forest without stopping. Despite that, I have already left the flying immortal mountain, so no one should see me in this embarrassing state. After jumping down from the tree, I can't help but give full marks to this clone. Not only is the cultivation level perfect, but the physique is also outstanding. This deserves praise. Just as I was about to find someone to ask for directions to Cloud State, a cat demon girl came crashing into the tree next to me at an incredible speed. Seeing this, I hid in the nearby bushes and observed this even more foolish person than myself. Before long, a group of figures wearing green cloaks arrived one after another. "Young master, please stop being mischievous and come back with us. It's time to fulfill your mission," they said. Upon hearing this, the cat demon girl immediately became furious. "Who do you think you are, acting all high and mighty? It's not like you're marrying that bald donkey. It's easy for you to talk while standing aside," she retorted. Hidden on the side, I was also shocked to hear such an information-packed speech. "Are monks into that kind of thing now?" Suddenly, the cat demon girl leaped forward and pounced on the group of people. "Take a taste of my cat fist, you jerks," she exclaimed. However, those men in green robes were all at the pinnacle of the Golden Core realm, while the cat demon girl was just at the 9th level of the Golden Core realm. She was no match for these peak Golden Core realm experts. Seeing the cat demon girl being overwhelmed, I felt a slight displeasure. If she loses this fight, she will have to go back and get married. It's such a cliché plot from online novels. At this moment, it's only natural for me to play the role of a hero saving the beauty. After all, I didn't get to experience it in my previous life, so in this life, I must give it a try. Besides, I happen to need a guide. Just as the cat demon girl was about to be subdued by the group, I directly used my ultimate skill. I pointed my finger up, creating a golden light, and rushed towards those green-robed men. My intention was only to scare them off, not to kill them. At this crucial moment, I made a dashing entrance and shouted that classic line, "Let go of the girl and let me handle it." The domineering pressure intimidated everyone, including those few members of the cat demon clan. They warned me as they saw a handsome guy like me suddenly intervening. "Human, I advise you to mind your own business, or we'll skin you alive," they said. The people nearby also nodded in agreement, seeing that these small fry had no sense of perspective. "Well then, I'll let you experience the majestic aura of a true immortal and show you that I'm no longer the pushover I once was." Just as I was thinking about how to show off and enjoy myself to the fullest, the cat demon pounced on me directly and hugged my thigh skillfully, making my heart ache. Seeing this cat demon girl giving herself away so easily, I felt a hint of disdain. She was too good at this. The cat demon girl, seeing my silence, took the initiative to attack. She grabbed my sleeve and pressed up against me, using her captivating big eyes to shower me with affection. I was caught off guard by this sudden attack, and my brain couldn't keep up with the current plot. Did I just get taken advantage of like this? Even harem manga wouldn't dare to depict something like this. As for those few lackeys in green robes, their expressions had already turned into a mix of fear and panic. However, despite this, they still advised me, telling me that their boss was someone I couldn't afford to provoke. Upon hearing their words, I immediately felt displeased, not to mention the cat demon girl kneeling and licking at my feet. Even as a man, my dignity wouldn't allow me to back down. Seeing my intimidating aura, those green-robed men didn't waste any words and fled into the distance, shouting that they would come back. Upon seeing those people leave, the cat demon girl couldn't help but praise her own cleverness. "I'm really amazing. As long as I follow this thigh, I'll be the safest." Seeing the cat demon girl becoming even more presumptuous, I directly pushed her away. "I have no interest in raising a cat for now." The cat demon girl, seeing that I had no interest in her, became anxious. "I'm the one who saved you. Life and death are in your hands, and even death is your ghost," she daringly said. Then she boldly added, "If you don't raise a cat, how about raising a wife?" I was speechless at the cat demon girl's bizarre thinking. She really sees me as some kind of savior. Seeing me stay silent, the cat demon girl started crying out of frustration. Seeing Meow's pitiful appearance and thinking about how the old man brought me here by tearing through the void, I realized that I didn't know much about this ghost state. It really did require a guide. So, I said to Meow, "Actually, bringing you along wouldn't be a problem, but you need to fulfill my requirements." Then I pulled her off me and flew towards the distance. "Tell me while we walk. If we delay any longer, we might have to spend the night in the mountains." Meow felt fortunate but couldn't help thinking if she had just left one danger to enter another. And at the place where we had just taken off, Meow's personal bell was left behind. At that moment, a hand picked it up, making a jingling sound. The owner of the hand was none other than the bald donkey mentioned by Meow. The bald donkey's eyes were filled with killing intent as he gritted his teeth and said, "Meow, girl, I have finally found you. You can't escape." After gliding for a while, I arrived in ghost state with Meow. Meow charmingly shouted at me, "Darling, we've arrived in Ghost State." Hearing the affectionate shout from this cute girl by my side, I couldn't help but feel a bit overwhelmed. "Just call me Chinchanan." As I looked at the bustling town around me, various voices of vendors could be heard everywhere. Feeling the lively atmosphere filled with excitement, my mood improved. If I were to extend my domain to this place, it would probably require millions of domain values. As for the girl behind me, I didn't know when she had bought a bunch of miscellaneous things. The nearby vendors shouted loudly as they saw a man approaching. "Come and see, don't miss out." Suddenly, the man who was walking in front of them sprayed some blood into the sky. This strange act once again challenged my worldview. Seeing the man in front of me with special effects in full display, I quickly moved aside. This guy must be a professional scammer. Seeing this, Meow suddenly remembered something and hurriedly explained to me, "Chinchanan, can you lower your cultivation level a bit?" Cultivators with high cultivation levels unintentionally emit a powerful aura, which is fatal to those with lower cultivation levels. He was overwhelmed by your aura. I heard her and quickly suppressed my cultivation level to the Golden Core realm. After all, the people I encountered were all powerful figures at the levels of Nascent Soul Realm, Transcendence Realm, and Immortals. I forgot that low-level cultivators were the majority. After I finished adjusting my cultivation level, the man who had fallen on the ground quickly jumped up and rushed out, shouting incessantly, "This world is terrifying, damn it." Then Meow turned to me and asked, "Where do you plan to go next? I can be your guide. I've been roaming around Ghost State for over 100 years, so I'm familiar with it. I've been to Cloud State, too." Seeing her enthusiastic expression, I casually said, "Why don't you take me around the central city first?" Hearing this, the girl agreed excitedly. At this point, I couldn't help but size her up. Those people earlier referred to her as Young Master, indicating that she had some powerful backing. Perhaps she could even help me reach Cloud State. Thinking about it, I curiously asked, "Why are your fellow clan members chasing after you?" This girl is straightforward and immediately confessed everything. She fled from the Nascent Soul Realm because she didn't want to marry an old bald donkey. After she finished speaking, as if she thought her situation wasn't miserable enough, she burst into dramatic crying and fabricated a sorrowful story. Throughout the process, she occasionally stole glances at me, feeling pleased with herself, probably thinking that I, as a senior, would be overflowing with compassion. Seeing this girl's manipulative nature, I couldn't help but think, should I just abandon her and leave? And I exaggeratedly said, "Aren't you afraid your fiancé will catch up to you? According to the usual plot development, he should be coming to kill you soon, right?" As soon as this girl heard that the bald donkey would come, she became even more frightened and clung to my chest. "He is a disciple of the Fujian Temple and can't come out casually. Besides, I have you now. You saved me, so I should offer myself to you. In a roundabout way, I'm already your wife. You wouldn't let your wife die, would you?" Feeling frustrated by this girl's shamelessness, I could hardly bear it. Just then, thunder suddenly struck down from the sky, right in front of me. Without being surprised by the dangerous scene unfolding before me, I thought, this is the normal course of events in a cliché plot. Then, 18 shirtless monks struck handsome and charming poses, and the loyal person among them should be the bald donkey mentioned by Meow. The bald donkey with the mark on his head smiled sinisterly and greeted the cat demon girl. His words were filled with lewd intentions. The cat demon girl swiftly hid behind me, thinking that the people in front of her were the 18 arhats known as the Shura. It is said that when facing enemies together, they can be comparable to the Transcendence Realm. Even if the senior is young and strong, he is only at the Nascent Soul Realm. That bald donkey is a narrow-minded person. Meow is trying to find a way to let the senior escape. As for me, my brain has been paralyzed by these strange individuals in front of me. The bald donkey directly warned the cat demon girl to obediently go back with him. The onlookers around also caught wind of the gossip and gathered more and more. Seeing that the cat demon girl still hadn't made a move, they threatened her directly, saying, "Your father is still waiting for us at the Fujian Temple. Does Miss Meow not want to see him?" Having personally experienced such a melodramatic plot and after a period of inner struggle, the cat demon girl finally compromised. She was willing to go back with the bald donkey as long as it didn't harm me. Although she is going back now, as the saying goes, as long as there are green hills, one is not afraid of firewood running out. If I could escape once, I could definitely escape a second time. Just at that moment, System Daddy suddenly came online and detected the Transcendent Son, Mathreya disciple. Subsequently, all sorts of information about the bald donkey became available. When I saw that the bald donkey's intention to marry the cat demon girl was to seize her fortune and break through the immortal king realm, I was displeased. Although I'm not a good person, I couldn't just let it go when encountering such a situation. So, I pulled the cat demon girl, who was about to leave, into my arms and said to the bald donkey, "Sorry, she is mine now. I refuse to hand her over to you. The surrounding crowd also laughed and mocked, saying, this is a nascent soul realm powerhouse. It seems that there will soon be an unidentified corpse in the ghost state. The bald donkey instantly became furious and said, little golden core realm, you have no right to speak here. Get lost. The cat demon girl, seeing me acting recklessly, anxiously said, Senior, please don't do something foolish. Those 18 people are peak nascent soul realm cultivators and can even combine their strength to rival the transcendence realm. Why would you provoke them? Watching the cat demon girl's anxious expression, I disdainfully said, so what? In my eyes, they are all just ants. Well, 2 sentences and it made the surrounding passers-by burst into laughter. Are golden core realm cultivators this arrogant these days? Seeing me pretending to have such artistic flair, the bald donkey also prepared to fulfill my wish and send me to heaven. The 18 arhats around us also became restless, their violet aura gathering around them. Just as the bald donkey gave the order, the 18 arhats seemed to have been injected with chicken blood, transforming into various strange animals and charging towards me to kill. Seeing their innocent and adorable appearance, I smiled faintly. Don't they know that big shots are supposed to keep a low profile these days? I lightly stepped on the ground and suddenly the sky crumbled, with my aura piercing through the rainbow. With one kick, I shattered the firmament. As for those arrogant 18 arhats from earlier, they all turned into domain values and entered the balance of my account. Seeing this earth-shattering scene, everyone began to question their existence. Who is this person? Seeing the shocked expressions on everyone's faces, I struck a rap-like pose and said, is that all? The cat demon girl was completely brainwashed by my handsome and powerful appearance, drooling all over the ground. The onlookers who had just mocked me earlier were now terrified, scared half to death by my kick. The bald donkey thought to himself that he still had that treasure. Even if I were an immortal, he believed he could defeat me. Immediately, he reached into his embrace and pulled out a large spinning top, swiftly launching it towards me. The bald donkey thought that since I wasn't dodging or avoiding it, victory was now assured. This is an immortal weapon capable of suppressing even monsters and demons. I don't believe you can withstand it. In the next moment, I casually grabbed hold of this immortal weapon and showed it off in front of the bald donkey. Isn't this treasure impressive? The bald donkey was almost scared out of his wits on the spot, but how could he easily give up? He transformed into a manifestation of a golden body and was ready to fight me to the death. He directly launched a wild boar charge towards me. Seeing the golden giant palm that had manifested before me, I became interested as well. How dare this mere bald donkey show off his skills in front of me? Today, I will let you open your eyes. Flying dragon in the sky, going against the heavens. A golden dragon suddenly emerged from my hand, soaring into the sky. The cultivators in the distance, witnessing this scene, stood dumbfounded in their places. Could it be that a true dragon had descended? Then, the bald donkey tearfully disappeared from the mortal world amidst my cool special effects. After reaping the old bald donkey, the prompt from System Daddy came through. Congratulations, host, for killing the reincarnated disciple. You have obtained an additional salted fish treasure chest and 20,000 domain values. Wow, a new discovery. Is there anything special about this reincarnated disciple for the system? However, I have accumulated quite a lot just now. Let me see how many domain values I have now. Seeing that there were over 70,000 domain values in my account, it's much faster than obtaining domain values by waiting for monsters to come to me on the mountain. It seems that I should go out for a while and have discovered a new method of obtaining domain values. Truly, I am worthy. It's just a pity that the clone cannot open the treasure chest. It's better for me to find time to return to my original body and open it. Let's see what I can get from this salted fish treasure chest. Then, I turned to Amiao behind me and said, I've solved your biggest trouble. Now, can you help me with something? The cat demon girl eagerly agreed, afraid of missing this opportunity to repay her debt. Immediately, I pointed to the ship in the sky and informed the cat demon girl of my destination for this trip, and let the cat demon girl help me board that flying ship. After saying that, I walked towards the direction of the flying ship. The news sent back by Snake Brother this time is not only related to the Eternal Life sect, but also about the old man being chased by the 3 major immortal families of the Cloud State. Although I don't know what the old man has done in the Cloud State, his situation is not optimistic. It seems that we need to speed up our pace to the Cloud State. As for the cat demon girl, she has already regarded me as her true husband and sticks to me all the time. The scene switches to my residence, where inappropriate sounds can be heard even in broad daylight. Is this the loss of morality or the distortion of human nature? Nobody knows what exactly happened there, leaving only Lin Bao outside to guard, listening to the sounds coming from inside the house. After a commotion, Baiyu and Hongyi trembled as they walked out of the house. Their complexion was rosy like blooming lotus flowers, and they kept murmuring, "Senior is truly enchanting." Seeing their triumphant appearance, appearance, Lin Bao couldn't help but shyly exclaim, "It's my turn next time, don't you dare snatch with me. It has been a few hours already." Seeing Lin Bao's naive expression, Hami proposed, "I won't compete with you, we can go together. We just need to clean up before the master returns." Just as Lin Bao was about to argue, a terrifying pressure suddenly swept over. Sensing this formidable pressure, they looked solemnly in the direction it came from. The incoming person is not friendly. On the Nine-Sword Sect's side, Lin Qingshan also sensed this terrifying pressure. It seems that someone from the upper realm has come down again. This time, their target is probably the senior. The other elders also volunteered to accompany the senior in advance and retreat. Seeing that the members of his own sect are all righteous and honorable, Lin Qingshan immediately ordered the elders of the Nine-Sword Sect to assist the senior. Ning Shu, the demon emperor, also looked towards the menacing and terrifying pressure coming. Another immortal sent from the upper realm. Do they really think there's no one in the lower realm to challenge them? Then she turned to the panicked tribespeople behind her and said, "Don't panic. This time, the immortals are coming for the senior. Now that our clan has submitted to the senior, we naturally have to assist the senior wholeheartedly. These immortals are far more powerful than the previous 12, even surpassing the senior. But we cannot let the senior face them alone. Those in the nascent soul realm and above who are willing to help the senior, come with me." Dark clouds press down, and a blood-red aura pervades the entire immortal temple. The figure of the ghost immortal also appears above the immortal temple. It seems that this is where the immortals have fallen. Immediately, he shouts loudly towards the immortal temple, "Stinky bug Chinchanan, come out and die at the hands of this immortal." Ha ha ha. Lin Bao, seeing the ugly creature in front of her acting so arrogantly, also yells loudly into the air, "Who are you?" The ghost immortal, looking at Lin Bao, a mere ant, daring to speak to him like that, sneers disdainfully. With the raise of the ghost immortal's finger, a red bloodlight accompanied by a terrifying pressure descends upon the group. But Lin Bao, wielding the immortal sword, is not someone to be trifled with. She raises his hand and blocks all of it. "This place does not tolerate the likes of you, evil ghost. You are not worthy of mentioning the name of your master." The ghost immortal, seeing the insignificant ant in front of him able to withstand the force of his finger, is momentarily taken aback. The immortal sword. If Chinchanan possesses the immortal sword, he might not be easy to deal with. But if I can seize the immortal sword in advance, victory will be overwhelmingly mine. Haha. The ghost immortal simply raises his hand and grabs into the void, and Lin Bao's body uncontrollably flies towards the ghost immortal. The ghost immortal sees how effortlessly he obtained the immortal sword and smirks in satisfaction. Indeed, ants are just ants. Lin Bao, upon hearing that the ghost immortal intends to take the immortal sword, immediately strikes at the ghost immortal's head with her sword. "This is the sword my master gave me. You won't succeed in taking it away." The ghost immortal, provoked by Lin Bao's fierce counterattack, grabs Lin Bao's head with both hands, preparing to swallow her whole. In this critical moment, two different streams of true energy fiercely strike towards the ghost immortal, catching him off guard and causing him to drop Lin Bao. Seeing Baiyu approaching, the ghost immortal mocks, "Oh, a fox demon who resorts to sneak attacks." Red clothes take the opportunity to rescue Lin Bao. The ghost immortal, facing the people in front of him, switches to teaching mode. "Let me show you what kind of attacks are effective." He casually slaps towards Baiyu, and Baiyu, unable to withstand the pressure, is slammed to the ground, seriously injured. The ghost immortal, looking at the struggling group of people, can't help but feel playful. "I'm going to devour all of you." And then Chinchanan, a white-tailed figure, takes the opportunity to fiercely strike at the speaking ghost immortal. However, this time the ghost immortal has learned his lesson and easily evades this sneak attack. Red clothes, seeing the reinforcements, excitedly shouts, "Grandma." Ning Shu immediately gives the order to retreat with the injured. Lin Qingshan asks Lin Bao, "How can we save you? What about the senior?" Lin Bao weakly explains, "The senior has sent out his clone, and his main body is in deep sleep." Then Lin Qingshan solemnly looks at the ghost immortal in front of them. The reputation of this green-haired fiend has spread throughout the entire ghost state. Everywhere he has been is a living hell. He is an evil ghost from the depths of hell. After organizing Red Clothes and the others, Ning Shu shouts for the Nine-Sword Sect members to join them in attacking the green-haired ghost immortal. The green-haired fiend looks at the ants in front of him, astonished that they fearlessly seek death and want to challenge him. He shouts into the void, "Cold Ming Immortal, are you watching? I'm about to kill so many people, all for you. You owe me a fortune. Your sins are grave." After receiving a response from Cold Ming Immortal, the green-haired ghost immortal displays his divine power, emitting his killing intent and heavily injuring everyone in front of him. Blood flows from Ning Shu's mouth as she experiences an unprecedented sense of despair. The only one who can ignore the suppression of the laws is the horizontal strike immortal, who remains in the mortal realm. The realms and the higher realms are divided into human immortal, earth immortal, and heaven immortal, each with 3 sub-realms. The ghost immortal in front of them is undoubtedly a horizontal strike immortal at the same level as the senior. The green-haired ghost immortal, seeing that I refuse to come out, somehow produces a rope and walks towards Baiyu, intending to tie her up and eat them all before going for Chinchanan. Just as the green-haired ghost immortal is about to attack Baiyu, he suddenly senses that something is amiss. Why is everything going so smoothly? These ants usually don't even have the courage to face me. Could this be Chinchanan's scheme? The green-haired ghost immortal instantly connects all the dots. I almost fell for it. You actually wanted to use this opportunity to assassinate me? I didn't expect Chinchanan to be so cunning. Thankfully, I kept my guard up. Otherwise, it might have been me who died now. Then he shouts at everyone, I know Chinchanan is hiding in the dark. Go and bring him out, or I'll give you a live demonstration of what it means to devour a girl with 3 mouths. Upon hearing the command from the green-haired ghost immortal, Red Clothes and Ning Shu haven't had a chance to respond yet when Baiyu steps forward and obstructs them, saying, No, you can't go. Our heavenly demon ancient fox clan has already pledged allegiance to the senior. I would rather die than betray the senior. Red Clothes, seeing her good sister preparing to sacrifice herself, is ready to rush forward and fight to the death, but Ning Shu holds her back, saying, Don't be impulsive. Let me go. Ning Shu, with an attitude of embracing death, says, I am in the transcendence realm, with high cultivation and pure spiritual power. If you want to devour someone, devour me. There's no need to eat this little nascent soul realm demon. Hearing this, the green-haired ghost immortal remains unmoved, saying, Still trying to deceive me? I've seen through all your conspiracies. Since Chinchanan won't come out, I'll devour this little girl. Seeing her fellow clansmen about to be eaten, Ning Shu rushes forward and desperately shouts, trying to prevent the tragedy from happening. At the same time, as I am in the ghost state, an urgent message comes to my mind, detecting a death risk for the follower bound to the host's life. At this moment, the green-haired ghost immortal's enormous mouth is about to swallow in one gulp, and Baiyu, at this moment, shows no fear, with a heart full of determination to perish together with him, not allowing me to suffer any harm. Just then, my angry fist makes intimate contact with the green-haired ghost immortal, saving Baiyu, who was about to be devoured, and my furious punch triggered the power of heaven and earth, accompanied by a destructive aura that directly blasted the green-haired ghost immortal along with the floor tiles of my house into the endless abyss. Ning Shu, the demon emperor, saw my figure, and tears unconsciously streamed down her face. As for Baiyu, who made such a sacrifice for me, I naturally wouldn't let her suffer any harm. In the moment when I sent the green-haired ghost immortal flying, I also embraced her in my arms. At this moment, Baiyu, seeing that I had actually appeared before her eyes, lost the trace of strength in her heart, and tears kept streaming down her face. Seeing the tears shed by Baiyu for me, I gently comforted her, saying, With me here, there will be no more danger. Sleep well, and when you wake up, everything will be over. Then I turned to the people who had come to help me and said, You've all worked hard. Leave that bastard to me. The green-haired ghost immortal had also returned from the depths of the earth and, upon seeing my appearance, became even more ferocious, as if he had finally succeeded. Just as his attack was about to reach me, I flashed behind him and grabbed his green hair, saying, You little bastard, it's time to stretch your bones after lying down for so long. Let me take good care of you. The first step is to make his flesh tender, so I repeatedly slammed him on my floor tiles, ensuring that every piece of his flesh gets fully relaxed. The green-haired ghost immortal became deeply immersed in my all-around customized service and couldn't extricate himself, occasionally letting out moans. After a while, his hair couldn't withstand the pressure and was pulled off by me. However, this also provided relief for the green-haired ghost immortal, allowing him time to adapt for the next step of treatment. Later, the green-haired ghost immortal let out a roaring voice, proclaiming the uniqueness of my techniques and giving me a 5-star rating for my personalized service. In order not to let down this customer's 5-star review, I couldn't wait to proceed with the next step of the treatment. This second step is crucial and requires continuous and serious beating all over his body, reinvigorating the relaxed flesh and making it firm and vibrant again. The green-haired ghost immortal, feeling the impact of my relentless punches, gave me a highly positive evaluation. The most powerful among the horizontal strike immortals, corresponding to the immortal kings in the upper realm, were no match for he, the strongest of the strongest. Unexpectedly, I had no defense against him. Just as the green-haired ghost immortal finally calmed down and began searching for my flaws, Preparing to retaliate, I punched him in the chin. Unable to maintain his composure any longer, with the conclusion of my final punch, I finally stopped. The dish was complete. Ningshu looked at the fiery cooking scene before him and couldn't help but salivate slightly. The evil spirit had been toyed with like a child. But at this moment, I couldn't afford to think too much because there was only one step left before the finished product. Then, using my unique cooking technique, I transformed the surrounding grass into medicinal pills, continuously converging towards the green-haired ghost immortal. It's done! The green-haired ghost immortal, for the first time in his thousands of years of existence, experienced this wonderful feeling, eating top-grade medicinal pills until he felt nauseous. I was just wondering how to quickly gain a large amount of domain value, and unexpectedly someone willingly came to give me domain value. Since they had come, yet dared to touch my sister, if it weren't for the system's life-binding function, I would have been in trouble. Even though forcibly improving my cultivation skill is still in cooldown, it's a good opportunity to test whether the cultivation system recognizes the forced enhancement brought about by the elixir. Ningshu, the demon emperor, was so frightened by this scene that her legs went weak. Luckily, I'm currently